is up, everybody? Welcome to the second anniversary Tooth and Tail tournament, the old versus new matchup. I'm your host, Delthius. How's it going, guys? There are a lot of streams going on here today, so just keep that in mind. There's plenty of different spots and ways to watch the matches. Let me adjust my volume a little bit here. So, wait, that's a little too low. That's looking better. Let me just make sure everything is correct on my end. Yeah, this is a huge event. I believe there's about 50 players in it. So the organizers, big shout out, of course, to Big Pimpatosh, aka Woody Punt 7, and Blue Coon for hosting and organizing this event. Let me get my stuff together here. Alright, so I need to host the lobby. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. Okay. So, the streamers are also participating in the event. I believe everybody is. I could be wrong. Maybe a couple aren't. I think, like, Strawberry might not be playing. No, Strawberry is playing. Okay. Yeah. So I think all the casters are actually in the tournament as well. And the idea is we're gonna live stream our own matches until we're knocked out, and then from there just continue as proper casters. Let me see, no drop frames. I got worried for a second there, but it looks like we're good. And it looks like my first opponent is going to be, let me see, just announced it somewhere. Bam, right here. Okay. Okay, so I'm up against Mole Rush, who is a newer player, I believe. Or rather, in the new bracket. The cutoff was like 2018, so it's like really old school versus new school here is the idea. Again, there should be plenty of tournaments live, or I'm sorry, plenty of channels live. So take your pick and enjoy the show. Let me make sure everything is good. Yep, I think I'm just waiting on my opponent here. Yeah, we've got 6 streams live at the moment. I think there should be a 7th coming up here shortly. Okay, so I think I just gotta wait for my opponent to join the match, and we should be all set. So I hope everybody's doing good. I'm excited. It's not too often I get to participate in tournaments, so we just had a big balance patch come in the other day. So everybody's a little bit wonky on the meta, so that's kind of fun and balances things out a little bit. Yeah, lineup is super sick. I can't believe. Okay, so I think the total was 49 participants. Man, that is a lot. I'm very excited about that. So welcome everybody. Just give us a few minutes as we get this started up. I've been doing great. Just working, playing music, playing video games, hanging out, living life. Hope everybody out there is doing wonderful as well. So yeah, the idea is essentially we have a whole bunch of streamers right now, and then I think as more and more players get knocked out and, you know, we start getting to like a round of 16, round of 8 kind of thing, then slowly I think people can keep their streams up, but I think we're gonna start to get paired up in like co-casting. So keep that in mind. I'm not sure if I'll keep streaming here or not when we get to that phase. I think I'll chat with whoever. I think I'm paired up with Strawberry, so I don't think I would have both our streams going still. I would just ask him, hey, do you want to have our stream up, or should I keep it up? While we wait for a second, I will be right back. I gotta throw my phone on the charger. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Bacaroni, ready to roll. I'm against a guy named Mole Rush. Should I be worried about getting rushed by moles, is the question. Or is that like a double bluff, you know? Is he a macro player and he just goes by the name Mole Rush? But yeah, I think I'm paired up with Strawberry, so when we get to that point, I'll probably ask him, do you want to keep your stream up, or should I keep mine up? We'll see. I think I'm dropping a couple frames. Only a few. Only a couple frames. Hopefully it doesn't get worse. We shall find out. I think the levels should be okay. Yeah, my little square in the bottom keeps flickering. That's alright. It's alright, we'll find out. Hopefully I'm not too laggy. If I am, then I will just, once it gets to co-casting, I'll go from there. Okay. So against the person with all the crazy symbols in their name on Discord. Got it. Also known as Mole Rush. I've seen some Mole Rush games, I'm pretty sure. And some feasting. Some feastaroos. This looks cool. I'm a little biased, of course, because I am in the old team, but the old team is looking strong. You know, we've got the Gentleman, Swifty, Chip, Xeno, Mishi, Jet, Arbuzz. Yikes, we got me. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty good, right? Right, guys? But this guy and Iris, I'm surprised Doohoo couldn't make it. This guy and Iris are really strong. Jacoby's really good, so is Kalaru. So we'll see. We shall see. I don't think the new guys are out, you know, just straight up, but I think it's gonna be rough for them. I think it's gonna be rough. There are some strong players, and then there's always those dark horses that you don't expect, right? That come in and rail it up. You know, maybe one of these guys is really practiced on the new patch or something like that. So yeah, keep your eye out for that. So I am just waiting on my opponent to join. I think I got this right. Yep. And we will get started. Alright. Okay, I'm pretty sure my opponent's around. I just saw him chatting about. So we are chilling. Chilling like villains. Are we the villains? We're the old folks. Who's the villains? Who's the good guys? Who's the bad guys in this anime? I don't know. I'm on the old team, right? Does that make us good guys? Or am I a bad guy now? I have no idea. Am I one of those morally ambiguous characters that comes in and does some mean stuff, but then shows up right in the nick of time and saves the day for the good guys? So everybody's having a great Sunday. If you're bored, listen to me ramble on, waiting for my opponent to join in. There are plenty of other streams up and running. There should be 7. Should be 7. Hey, Pigeon Rush, close enough. All right. Looks like we're doing this. Okay, I'm gonna stick to my guns. Let's see. Mole Rush is a tryhard. They could be looking at my deck right now. That's okay. I'm sure they won't. I'm sure they're a nerd of honor. We're all nerds of honor here in this scene. Okay, Pigeon Rush now. Changing it up, huh? Okay, so it's a best of 3. It's single elimination. So whoever loses a best of 3 here is just out. Out of the event. Okay, am I dropping frames? I'll have to check after this game. It looks kind of smooth. I hope not. That would be unfortunate. I haven't really had internet issues lately. Okay, so far no moles. Pretty small map. I think I'm just gonna farm up and see what happens. See if they're farming up as well. Okay, they're missing one farm. But I think it's okay. Maybe I'll just get up to some ferrets. Okay, okay. Gonna try to rush me. Think I have enough time to get a warren up? Think so. Might take some damage here. This is pretty small rush distance. Okay, they're going hard. They're getting some lizards. Squirrel should be up in just a second, though. I think I'm okay. They do have, like, really small HP on these warrens nowadays. Yeah, we got him. Okay. Okay, he can backdoor me. So I gotta be careful about that. He's just going hard with lizards, so I don't think ferrets are that great in this situation. I think we're okay here. Yeah, this is good for me. So I think I can just push in once I get a couple toads and just win the game. I just gotta be careful and make sure I don't get backstabbed. Still lots and lots of lizards. I think I'll move out at 9-3, but I'll go ahead and pay for a little bit more. Like, I think I want to move out after I put this warren down. I probably shouldn't have waited, because I lost a lot of time. Okay, let's go. Let's go, boys. Then I'll also probably take this mill, just to make sure he doesn't backstab me. And also throw down a turret if I can. Alright, that should be game. I'm thinking. Pull back for a second. Alright, so far so good for Mr. Delthius here. Delph playing in a tournament? I know, right? It's insane. Like, he's going back to my base, but I don't think he has enough lizards for me to even care. And that should be game 1. Alright. Okay. Alright. Let's go win one more map, and I stay in the tournament. Or let's see if Pigeon Rush, aka Mole Rush, can get me. I like this deck. It's one of my favorite styles to play in. Seems kind of relevant in this meta. We'll see. I guess I do need to change it up so nerds watching my stream just don't know what I'm going to build, right? Alright. Pretty big map this time. Let's see where this nerd's at. Okay, found him. Okay, there's no way to get... Okay, so this is a big awkward map. This is actually a horrible map for my opponent. Like, wow. Wowzer. Am I gonna get mole rushed? I should probably be careful. Like, if I spawned on a map that bad, I would do something crazy. For sure. But the rush distance is so large. Like, unless they build some moles right around here, which I don't think they are, then I should be okay. I guess I could just go ahead and build my ruins on the high ground. I don't want to play this out. I could go try to take that top center gristmill and just kind of contain them in. There's this little path right here. Let's see what they got. A couple warrens, no units yet. Okay, they got squirrels. Alright. What I'll do is show a bunch of tier 1. Sell that off, get my ferrets. Anyone have a link with all the streams going at once? That'd be great. That would be insane. How do you even watch that? I guess my scoreboard's kinda in the way of everything, huh? Alright, while I wait on my ferrets, I can go see what he's doing. Oh, he's coming from my butt. Oh, this might not be good. Can I get a turret up? Come on, turret money! Crap. Oh my gosh. There we go. Kill that mine. Need a mine sweep here with some toads or something. Okay, he's just gonna try to beat me in right here, right now. Looking for mines. Don't see any. Did this commander go down? I think so. Ooh, that's not good for them. Sell that turret. There we go. I think I can just win from here, right? I should be controlling my toad better. Everybody's going pigeons. I saw a gentleman playing pigeons against Chip and it seemed like they were doing pretty well. I don't know if I'm convinced. Doesn't it only take like 2 volleys now from a... I think it's pretty close to that. Alright, that should be it. GG. I am alive in the tournament still. Seems good. Oh ho! I wonder how that... Oh, I never took that gristmill, that's right. I confused myself for a second. Alright. GG Mole Rush. Okay. So now I just hang out, I think. Let's see, let me get my replays over to Mr. Blue Coon here. Alright. Well, that was fun. Now I think I am just hanging out. Kind of wish I could watch some of the other streams. Indeed. Anyone wanna fight me? I think everybody's busy playing their matches. So I think what I'm gonna do is put this stream on the break screen. That way I can encourage people to check out the other streams. I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay. Yep. So, I'm gonna go on a break that's probably gonna be for a long time. I might do something like highlight specific matches for the VODs. So yeah, I encourage you, if you want to close the stream out, check out another stream, or just, you know, mute it or whatever, that's perfectly fine. But I think since there's so many streams going on for this, instead of sitting here idle and trying to buy time and stuff, I'm just going to go ahead and go to break screen while I'm not active. That way I can encourage people to check out the other streamers. So I will be back when I have another match. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the other streams. Oh wait. Does the Iris want to play? I'll play with you, Iris. Are we supposed to play? I don't think so. Let me message him. Oh, okay. No, we got another match going on. Okay, alright, I am wrong, guys. We're still here. I am now gonna cast the match. Here we go. Alright. I'm always wrong, I know. I'm the worst. So Nook and Cranny. Alright, forget about it. We're live. We're going in. Okay, in the bottom we've got Nook and Cranny. And his opponent, Yobiasaurus, aka Iris, up here at the top. Alright. While these guys are going on, let me see what the parameters of this match is. I don't think any of the new players have to fight each other. So, yeah, Nook and Cranny is an old player. Okay. Let me update that on my scoreboard real quick. Boom. Beautiful. Alright. I'm back in my element. I'm casting. I'm excited. I'm loving the Fox. I'm loving to see some defense as well. Skunk Falcon from both players is kind of interesting. I think Skunk got a little HP nerf, or I'm sorry, HP buff, if I remember correctly from the patch notes. So I'm curious how that's going to play out. I think the idea with that was to kind of make sure that they stay relevant against the things like chameleons that have kind of come up in parity as of late. Really cool to see the boar, though. I actually like the compositions of both these decks. Players been using toads a lot lately, it looks like, on this new patch. I've enjoyed them. I've kind of always enjoyed playing with toads. I'm like a Zerg StarCraft player, right? So they're kind of like the Baneling style unit, which is really fun to use, and I just like that high value kind of thing. You know, you can make some nice plays with the toads if you got connections right, or against a really strong opponent, they can focus fire him down and that sort of thing. So Iris opening up with a pretty quick tier 2. I believe he went 8 farm tier 2 there into a tier 1 Warren. Meanwhile, Nook and Cranny just hanging out on the tier 1 for the moment. this can work, and I've seen it work before on older patches where it's kind of counterintuitive, but if you have enough squirrels and you hit it like the right time, you can beat down on a skunk if you take the right engagement. He knows that it is tier 2, but he's not exactly sure which tier 2 is coming out yet. Meanwhile, Iris actually hasn't really come all the way down to get another scout lately. There's only one attack path, which is this really awkward all the way around about kind of map positioning here. This looks like you might be able to wiggle through it, but I don't think you can. Both players do have access to 3 gristmills, although I do prefer Iris's position on this map. I don't think it's terrible for Nook and Cranny either. You know, he gets 3 gristmills. The benefit for Iris up here is that he's nice and tight. He can easily defend like the choke right here with some defense, and he's got that high ground advantage. But again, for Nook and Cranny, it's not so bad. Like, yeah, he is a little bit spread out, but there's only one attack path, which would be up this way. So he should be able to kind of draw his battle lines around here as well if he wanted. He could throw up some balloons or something like that. But so far, nothing crazy from these players just yet. What's up, Lion Solo? Good to see you. Yeah, I wasn't sure if everybody started their matches at once or what happened. I'm kind of surprised we got to cast the game here. My matches were pretty short, so maybe they were still, maybe somebody went AFK or something and Blue Coon reached out to him and was like, hey, Delthius is done, so let's get the game rolling there. Alright, so both players are just kind of building up. Iris, absolute madman. Nook and Cranny needs to get this scout. It looks like he's going to. Yeah, that's a huge scout. Now he knows Iris is really committed to that economy. He can try to play catch-up and make some more farms of his own, or he can just try to YOLO in and hit. And if he tried to YOLO in and hit right now, it might actually work. Well, it's pretty crazy because he doesn't have a whole lot more units, but he is investing a lot in these pigeons, and apparently pigeons are pretty strong at the moment. We've been seeing several players preferring to go up to very, very high numbers of pigeons, so this is a nice attack opportunity for Nook and Cranny. Iris is being very, very greedy. Going for that tier 3, going for that second base full saturation, but Nook and Cranny needs to attack now, or that timing window is going to go away where he might have just a stronger standing army for the moment. Good engagement coming in here for Nook and Cranny. However, the skunk gas is absolutely insane for Iris. Just wipes out all the squirrels on the ground, leaving those falcons in the air completely vulnerable. And Iris just slammed that push. Now Iris is living large. I mean, he's got his tier 3 on the way. He's got a fully saturated second base. And this is going to be hard for Nook and Cranny. I don't think Nook and Cranny checked all the nooks and crannies of Iris's base. Come on, that was a good one, right? No, it's terrible. He hasn't seen this. He hasn't seen the fox, so he has no idea this is coming, which is a little unfortunate for him because he could really zone this fox out with just a couple balloons here on the edge of his territory, as that's the only way the fox can really get in. But you know, now Iris is ahead in almost every, well, basically in every regard, right? Better economy, better army composition, better army tech. And this fox is going to hit the board, and I think that's when Iris is going to hard engage. Now, the boar is also very good and can kind of just muscle through something like a fox with the right engagement, the right timing. But that's a long time away here for a Bellified player. As Iris is moving in, going to try to deal the killing blow, and that's always the worst. When they hear that first fox snipe and you weren't expecting it, right? It can be very frustrating. And now, Nook and Cranny stuck between a rock and a hard place. If he doesn't engage, the fox will pick him apart slowly over time. If he does engage, Iris is going to run over him. Decides to just engage. Iris takes match number 1. Very greedy play from Iris. I think it was the right map to do it on. You know, that base in the 3 o'clock was pretty hard for his opponent to scout. It eventually did get the memo, but it was a little bit too late. And the MGs really doing their job there. You know, I love that about, I think that's the proper use of defense in Tooth and Tail, is like trying to get away with a greedy build. However, Nook and Cranny could have busted that. Like, if Nook and Cranny was going kind of blind for like a one base push, I think he would have absolutely ran over Iris, because Iris just had so much invested elsewhere. But in the bottom, looking to stay in the tournament, needing a map here, we got Nook and Cranny. And his opponent in the top left, up a game. Nobody's really surprised by that, as he's one of the best on the new team. It is Iris. I've always really enjoyed Iris's playstyle. He's a Fox bro like myself. So cool to see Iris, utilize this Fox, kind of show us which builds. The Fox Micro isn't that, how do I put it? Like, it does take skill, but it's not like this crazy, complicated, difficult thing to do. I think what's really complicated and difficult about the Fox is when you build it, right? Like, being able to come in, shoot, get out, run around, micro your Fox, like, that is a mechanic. And if you're interested in playing the Fox, you need to learn that mechanic. But I feel like that mechanic's not very hard to master. I feel like what's difficult about Fox play is finding the right time and right situation to actually pull out the Fox. And I think Iris did a great job with it last game. We'll see how he wants to do it nowadays. I don't think... Like, I used to be a big fan of, like, the one base Fox plays. I'm not sure if the meta is really... Well, we do see, like, one base tier 3 pushes and stuff, but it's typically with, like, a boar or a badger. I think the problem with trying to do that with the Fox, at least in the current meta... Oh, hold that thought. My boy Nook and Cranny here. Oh my gosh, and Iris is dunking around, too. Oh my god, this is my favorite game of all time. Are you kidding me? Both players went blind straight into tier 3. Iris got a tier 1 Warren first. But Iris is going to scout out this boar immediately. And he's probably chuckling to himself knowing that he also went for the Fox. And this is going to favor Iris, for sure. Like, in larger armies and with a lot of supporting units, I think I would favor the boar, right? Like, if you had a big army with a boar versus a big army with the Fox... I think I take the boar in those engagements for the most part. But in small engagements where we're getting these tier 3 units out crazy quickly, this bad Nook and Cranny. You need to unblock that boar. You invested into getting it early. You gotta commit to it now. Gonna sell off that turret. Make sure that happens. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, in situations like this, where like the tier 3 unit is really going to be what's out and about, I think the Fox is just going to dunk on the boar, right? Because the boar is not going to have all that fodder for it to move around. And then the Fox is also so fast compared to the boar. Like, once Nook and Cranny gets the boar like halfway out on the map and realizes, crap, Iris has a Fox on me, you're kind of screwed in that situation, because you're not fast enough to just engage on the Fox, and you're not fast enough to run away either. Again, I think in general... the boar makes for a stronger army composition, but situate nice little tanking here with the skunk, just being very efficient, making sure not to lose any units at all. This is funny. But the lizards should help. I wish Nook and Cranny could get out some snakes. Those can also help against the Fox. It can be difficult to get that tag on the Fox since the Fox outranges it. But if the snake does get that tag, then that Fox is basically Dungeon Rings. And I don't think this is going to work, like, with the Toads here as well. But Iris is going to back up for now and actually take a lot of free damage on his units, and now his structures are under attack as well. But Iris knows that all he's got to do is deal with this boar and not take too much damage. Several Warrens going down, most of the army, but the big story here is that the Fox is still alive. Like, Iris did take some damage, but now Iris has a Fox out on the board. Iris is very, very good with his Fox control. And he should be able to just poke his opponent to death here. And Nook and Cranny trying to build up just a crazy amount of lizards here to deal with this Fox. It is the right way to go about it for sure. But he's already taken so much damage. 3 of those pigs going down. It's absolutely huge. Now, keep in mind, he does have these couple pigs here in the back farming to help him out, but Iris also's got a little bit of extra boon on his economy as well. Yeah, and these toads, now that the toads are back in the meta, the lizard counter to the Fox, like, I love the toad fox situation because you're kind of covering against those lizards, right? I mean, lizards for a while were having a good streak because the toads were out of the meta. But the moles are still pretty good against them. However, these toads are just gonna oh no, the toads actually do not! Oh my god, and Nook Cranny's just gonna go for it. He doesn't know about the other base though. That's alright though, he cripples Iris here. Wow, those toads did not just doof on those lizards like I'm used to seeing them do. Okay, so Nook and Cranny finds Iris's last base. He's got the farms. He needs to sell off these pigeons. He needs to quit rallying his lizards. He needs to get a bulk of lizards back up and running together. But Iris knows what's on the menu for Nook and Cranny. He's not going to sit around and just let it happen. Man, nice try by Nook and Cranny here. Gotta rally up a couple lizards, but just can't quite get the numbers that he needs. Yeah, and that cabin in the way, too. Yikes here for Nook and Cranny, unfortunately. I think good play, cool play. Nice strategy. I was actually, I'm still surprised that those lizards didn't all just straight up die to the toads. So that is going to be it. Iris advances off the back of a couple of cool games. Nice try there from Nook and Cranny. But again, you can't be upset losing against Iris. He is absolutely a phenomenal player. So great showings from the both of them. All right. GG. GG. General chat's lit in the Discord. Man, I want to watch the other streams. No, wait. Okay, so we've got 2 rounds knocked out. Yeah, we got Xeno playing, we got Chip. We got Magnusio. We got Strawberry in there. I wonder how Strawberry's doing. What is this channel? Huh. Okay. Okay, so we're on a bit of a break, I believe. Not dropping any more frames, so that's pretty good. So yeah, I wonder if anybody would get mad if I like if I like put somebody else's stream like on top of my stream. Is that a legal play? Hang on. Does that work? Oh no, that didn't work. Oh wait, yeah, it did. It just took a minute.
Yeah, I think it's just because I'm streaming all of them. And I'm doing my own up-down stream. So, like, I think it's just I'm struggling a little bit. Yeah, my internet,
the quality's too bad.
This new place, not that great.
Oh no.
So.
Alright, I tried.
Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I'm
Look at
curious
Xeno
about
all
this turret.
clean
It seems
shaven.
like a little too defensively placed. You can pretty easily just take this expansion, and that's what he's going to do.
Alright, the quality's too crap.
This is definitely...
Alright, I tried. Not a good idea, apparently. Let me create my match again. Does anybody want to fight me while we're waiting around? Random deck fight. Oh wait. Blue Coon's got people for me. Okay. Yeah, here we go. We're back at it. Wait. I need to switch to Observer. There we go. I need to quit underestimating Blue Coon, apparently, man. Every time I think I'm like, oh, I'm on a break now, it's boom, I've got another match lined up. And Citizen Weasel. Citizen Weasel is old. Yes. Oh, I think he's... I see what he's doing now. I'm a doofus. He's like... Blue Coon's tiering when the matches start, I think. I think he's monitoring all the streams and trying to wait until one of the streams goes idle. No, this is an old versus old match here. So we're doing this because the teams aren't even. There was more old players involved than new players. So to make up for that, some of the old players have to murder each other. I see what's going on. I caught up. It only took me 45 minutes. Why did the music change? Anyways. Here we go. Alright, in the bottom we've got Citizen Weasel. And in the top we've got his opponent, the Gentleman. Both pretty well-known Tooth and Tail players. Both on the old team here. Gentleman's coming into this match favored, I feel like, but you can't count out Citizen Weasel. It is a new patch, it is a new meta. People have been prepping for this tournament, and you never know what could happen. You know, maybe the right push and the right map gen, Citizen Weasel could come out on top here. I think he's got a more tried and true deck, whereas the Gentleman looks like he's experimenting with some new stuff based on the new patch. I'm interested that he's going for the Owls. Owl has kind of been regarded as one of the weaker tier 3 units in the current meta, but maybe with the pigeons? Like, I don't know, are you trying to heal the mice with crazy amounts of pigeons, perhaps? Perhaps that's the idea here? 8 farm openings from both players. Map does look much better for Gentleman, as he's got access to a plethora of bases. He's got a nice high ground to take fights on. And meanwhile, Citizen Weasel's fine as well. You know, he's got access to 3. Typically, that's all you need. And he's got his own high ground here. So there's a nice little choke that's going to happen right here, I believe, to kind of split the map. And I like this from Citizen Weasel, kind of planting his flag there on the high ground as quickly as possible. And perhaps try to take over this entire high ground, prevent Gentleman from claiming the territory here. And yeah, Citizen Weasel's not going to mess around. He wants to be very aggressive. Building out those mole warrens. But Gentleman's scouting is some of the best in the business, and he hasn't missed a beat. Coming in here, Citizen Weasel's actually going to turn tail and run for the moment. Nice job from Gentleman, just kind of pushing his opponent out without losing any units. And now he feels like it's safe to get into that tier 2. Citizen Weasel could try to push in here, but he wouldn't have much of an advantage. However, this high ground here could be pretty rough for these Warrens, and the Warrens don't tank as well as they used to, but Citizen Weasel, I think, is just trying to follow suit at the moment. Took this Gristmill. I'd like to see him maybe throw down a farm, you know? But not a lot. Just to kind of justify taking the Gristmill, as he doesn't have, like, any defense that he really needed to expand the territory out with. Like, it would be great if he had some MGs or something like that here. But Gentleman's going real hard on that tier 2. And I think he's putting together a fantastic comp. He's got the skunks to deal with AoE ground forces. He's got the snakes to try to deal with his opponent's skunks. Yeah, a couple farms going down for Citizen Weasel. Two is a bit greedy here. I would have liked to see one, but 2 can work. I'm worried about his army, though, as nice mine hit. Try to deny that snake, but from killing that Warren. But he's got to engage. He can't just sit here. Yeah, that Warren's going down now. Gentleman losing a couple units on the retreat. Citizen Weasel moving forward. Bops that snake very quickly. A skunk should be going down for Gentleman here. Several skunk. Oh, wow. That skunk lived with 1 HP. Okay, new pigeons. Maybe there's something to be said about new pigeons. But he did lose a snake there. The Citizen Weasel did decide to go down to 1 farm. So he's got just a slight eco lead. However, he did lose that Warren. Things are still looking good for Gentleman here. But Citizen is not out of this just yet. Gentleman's moving forward. Citizen's starting to get some of his own pigeons up and running. Now, if Gentleman minesweeps with these skunks, he could actually lose them if Citizen just pounces on it. Well, this is a clutch moment. Who's going to trigger the mine? You know, Citizen's stabilizing fairly well. These moles should help the composition. A couple toads getting in the mix here for Gentleman as well. Alright, Gentleman finds an angle to come in here and poke down this Gristmill. Gonna get some significant damage there with all that poison. Gristmill will regen up, but that didn't cost anything Gentleman to do. Didn't cost Gentleman anything to do. My English is amazing. Again with the snake pokes. Gonna get that mine, nice. But gonna trigger a mine! But Citizen's not in the right position to take advantage of it. The snakes get away scot-free. Good pickup for the Gentleman. And you're just slowly sieging down this Gristmill with these snakes. Some Falcons coming into play. Ooh, that snake gets low. Is he gonna get out? Does go down. Citizen Weasel taking a decent engagement so far. The Toad's gonna come in and make some great connections, however. Both armies are just getting obliterated. The Falcon in the sky should deal a lot of damage, but the snake was able to target it down. And Gentleman continues to push. Both players trading out most of their tier 1, but Gentleman comes back with more tier 2 left over. If that Falcon would have got that snake, that could have gone a lot differently, as a lot of the Gentleman's units can't hit up. Only his squirrels and his snakes, right? I wonder if toads and skunks is overkill on the AoE. Maybe it isn't. The Gentleman certainly knows better than I do. The Gentleman with this poison harass, with this gas harass. Very nice control here by the Gentleman. You know, not overcommitting. Just kind of slowly but surely weaning his opponent down. Sneaking out farms on that second base. And just taking good engagements after good engagements. And this might be too much. That Gristmill's gonna go down to the poison. And that was a huge blow. Really all Citizens got left of these few Falcons. But the snakes should be able to deal with them. One snake goes down. The other snake goes down, but there's enough squirrels left over as well to finish them off. And I think that is it for Mr. Weasel. Really action-packed game with a lot of technical harassment. Oh, I'm sorry, I never updated the scoreboard. Yeah, Gentleman already won one match. Bam. Weasel starving out. Gonna muster up one last push for fun. Rail into his opponent. 10 seconds left. Ah, he just decides to tap out. Alright. Nicely done by the gentleman. Nicely done by Citizen Weasel. Good try, good try. Oh wait, was that the first match? Man, I am losing it. Maybe that was the first match. Yes. Yes, that was the first match. Alright, in the right, we've got the gentleman, and to the top left, we've got Citizen Weasel. Are we sure? Isn't this the third match that they've played? Am I crazy? Or are they crazy? I think they're crazy. Let me see. I could totally be crazy. Okay, we played that one. Oh, no, this is match 2. I'm crazy. That's what I get for ever doubting them. Alright. Old versus old, yeah, so, the old team has too many players, so a couple of the players just kind of have to murder each other to balance things out. I think it was like, 30 versus 20 or something like that. Like 30 old versus 20 new. So the way they decided to do that and let everybody participate was just having a couple of the old players fight it out, randomly chosen. So unfortunately, the gentleman is not murdering nerds on the new team. Instead, he is he's taking out our own people here. 5-farm double from Citizen. Looks like gentleman got the scout out. Of course, the one game I'm not paying attention in the early game is the one where stuff was happening I could have talked about, but that's all right. Citizen Weasel gonna find a nice opening. Gentleman's already scouted this, right? Oh, no, he didn't! No, he did not! Oh, wow, what? I figured that was why the gentleman was making so many units. Maybe the gentleman was trying to be cheeky as well. Yeah, Citizen did the old switcheroo on him. And gentleman didn't bring toads this time. He went back to a deck that seems more meta on the previous patch. I'm surprised Citizen didn't get more done here against those Warrens. And this is rough, you know. Lizards do well against squirrels, but only if they, like, really outnumber them. Yeah, and stuff like this. You know, 6 versus 8, that's really bad for lizards. Lizards are really bad on defense. Like, Citizen with this build had to keep the pressure on his opponent. He had to keep these squirrels at home and, you know, try to, like, dive in on one side, dive in on the other. Okay, so that's the second match. The gentleman will take it. The gentleman shall stay in the tournament. Don't get on one of his comrades here for the amusement of Blue Coon. Okay. Let's see if we got another match lined up. Okay, so it looks like we're waiting on the rest of round 1 to finish up. And then that means I will be playing again. Boom, boom. And I get Hopper since I'm here first. Deal with it. Deal with it, opponent. What's up, Pez? What's up, everybody in the chat? Good to see you all, as always. Let's see what's going on with Mr. Chip. I gotta watch ads. Blah. I guess I need to sub the Chip so I don't have ads. Okay, Chip looks like he's casting Kerpa versus Jet Erickson. Is that another murder each other match? Yes, it is. So we're gonna lose Kerpa or Jet Erickson. That's unfortunate, because those are two of our strong players here. Oh, we got some DQs coming in, unfortunately. But that is typical to happen. So let's see. That Scar... Alright, hang on. Let's look at the results while we wait. Huh? That sounds like a fun thing to do. Again, if you guys are bored just listening to me buy time, there are totally other streams going on. Definitely check those out. Or if you are a Delthius addict and want to hang out with me, that is perfectly okay too. Alright. Let's go over some games here. We had That Scar versus Jacoby. Where did Jacoby end up? Is Jacoby considered old? No, he's considered new. Okay. So That Scar is an old player. That is somebody I don't think I've heard of. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of That Scar. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything in general. Nope. Okay. Okay, so... Wait, That Scar beat Jacoby? Damn. Damn, Jacoby's really good, man. Wow. Okay. How have I not heard of That Scar? Has anybody else heard of them? Is that a new alias they're going for? I mean, I know, I've at least heard of, like, most players, especially some of the older school guys. Alright, looks like Mumbledore got the win on Rabbit King. I guess Mumbledore is an older player. Or is Rabbit King the old one? There. Okay, yeah, Mumbledore is the new guy. Rabbit King's old school. Okay. Okay. This guy takes out Pez. I don't think anyone's surprised. This guy, one of the best players. No idea who That Scar is? Yeah, I don't think I've heard of them. Or is that like a question? Or are you agreeing with me that you don't know who they are? I mean, it's not like I know everyone who's ever played the game, but through all the tournament organizing and replay casting and all that kind of stuff I've done, I normally recognize people. Iris knocked out Nook and Cranny. We saw that on TnTTV. Looks like Strawberry got beat by Arlo. Arlo's really good. I think they're like a legit newer player, like relatively new, but they're good. I mean, they beat me on the ladder. Dizon takes a match for the old school, I think. Oh no, Dizon's considered new school. Wow, I'm confused on the cutoff. I think they changed it to like just 2018 or something. So to be considered old school, you had to be playing in the first few months or in the alpha. Unfortunately, we had a couple no-shows between Amadeus and QQ, so they're both out. Rickabus beating Kalaru. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So Jacoby and Kalaru are out? Kalaru's considered new, right? Yeah. Wow, Rickabus. Good job. I'm not super familiar with Rickabus, but I think that they're like an alpha player. We got Mindbot losing to Haru. Haru's really good. So who are the new school heroes right now? We've got Iris, we got this guy, and we've got Haru so far, I feel like. And Dizon. Dizon's considered new school, right? Didn't I just say that? Yes. Okay. Okay, so those are the guys carrying the hopes for the new school. Alright, we had Big Pimpin' Tosh winning 2-0ing his opponent. Congrats, Tosh. No, I guess first guard was a no-show. Mishi knocking out Sola. Onyx. Ooh, Onyx. Really cool. Onyx probably considered old, right? I remember Onyx from way back in the day. Absolutely. I used to cast quite a few of their games on ToothAndTailTV. I don't see them in the list at all. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe they're going by something else. Okay. But Magnusio is one of the streamers. So Strawberry and Magnusio are probably happy to be out so they can just focus on casting. Zeno knocking out Heartseed. Yep. Dino getting a free win because the no-showed. Mr. Ziggy no-showed. Oh no, James didn't show. James, our reigning champion right now. He won the last event. He won the 12 Duels Challenge. And he was a very strong player for the old school. But Mr. Ziggy Very strong new player, so that's good for them. Chip from space knocking out Augusta bombs. Swifty couldn't make it, so Rabin Lead takes that one. And we saw me knock out Mole Rush earlier. Okay. We saw the Gentleman beat Citizen. And it looks like there's a couple more team kill matches. I think this is what's live on the other streams right now. Josh versus Massive Stealth. Oh, I want to watch Josh for Massive Stealth. That's awesome. Josh did a ton for tournament organization back in the day. So cool to see them participating. I've done quite a few Josh tournaments. Hop onto a stream and cast. What do you mean? Let me see. Let me see what's happening. Oh, go to stream 8. Oh, got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. Looks like we just opened a match between Jet Erickson and Kerpa here. I'm not sure where these guys are, so I'm just going to get rid of the scoreboard. This is a match between two old players. Not sure what the current score is. But let's see it. Jet rocking that Fox, and Kerpa with the boar. Jet was thinking about it. He was thinking about getting spicy. But that would have been a really hard spot to get away with throwing a mole, I think. I'm thinking this is probably game 3. I mean, that's just a total guess. But we shall find out shortly. 8 farm openers from both players here. Yeah, because I think if it was... I kind of peeked in on Chip casting this earlier. So I'm thinking this must be game 3 if I had to guess. Let's see, nothing crazy so far. Just a couple squirrel openings. Jet gonna go ahead and try to start claiming this position out here. Not a bad map for Jet. He's got these 2 gristmills right outside his base. He's got plenty of other stuff here in the north. Meanwhile, Kerpa has got the nice pocket base here, you know, to the west. So that's pretty decent. Both players, similar builds so far. Getting that tier 1 into a gristmill. And again, this is an old versus old elimination match here between Jet Erickson and Kerpa. And it looks like they want to be aggressive. You know, it's kind of interesting when you take gristmills. Obviously, you're signaling to your opponent you want to go into that macro game, but it's also a good way to kind of bait and switch, right? Like, you show your opponent the gristmills, and they're not going to be prepared for you to just flood in with a whole bunch of tier 1. So I wonder if that's what they're going for here. Squirrel Toad Pigeon, very popular so far in the tournament. Jet even going for the older style, you know, just swarm of tier 1. This is a really cool deck from Jet, to be honest. You know, it's very one-dimensional, but at the same time, it's very strong at the one thing that it does. You know, if you put together a nice, powerful army of this mixture of tier 1, you're going to be in really good shape. And I wonder if the pigeons are just there for the skunks, you know? So he's kind of got 3 builds within here. You know, he can go for this, like, squirrel skunk pigeon style, he can go for this squirrel toad mole style, or he can try to survive and hold on until he gets that fox out. Chameleon's coming up from Kerpa, though, and has Jet scouted the tier 2? He has, and he's fine with it. And is not interested in going into his own tier 2. He's going to come in here and maybe try to see what tier 2 his opponent has, but kind of got thrown out of the territory before any information could be really be had. Big engagement coming forward now. The Chameleon doing a great job soaking in the toads from Jet, allowing Kerpa's toads to get some good connections there. But Jet just railing forward with a superior number of tier 1 left over. I think some of those moles that Jet had also did a good job tanking in that engagement. You know, toads are like little mini chameleons, essentially. And Jet just drops the toads. Oh, wait, no, he throws down another warren. Not sure if that warren just got deleted. But this is cool. I like having the moles against the toads. Like, if your opponent's getting a crazy amount of toads, you know, like 9 toads or something, building like 3 moles and trying to get your opponent to clash those toads into the moles, right, and be inefficient. I'm not sure. It's funny because, like, with the different balances and the different meta, there are situations where, like, you want the toads to hit the chameleons or you don't. Right now in this meta, I'm not sure exactly what that is. Kerpa comes in here, scouts the fox. I wonder if that's going to trigger a move out from him. Or if he's going to hang back and get his own boar. I feel like those are the 2 big options. Could always try to get more chameleons. Try to help deal with that fox. But no. Ooh. No idea what happened there. Looked like Jet DC. I don't know. I don't know, Mr. Tournament Organizer. Something happened. Let's see what Chip is saying. It's not a proper tournament if something doesn't go wrong, right? Oh, wait. Maybe... Oh, wait, I know what happened. I joined in late. Yeah, okay. I forget about that. So it's like, I should have fast forward. I'll remember that next time. Because when you join a replay, when you join into a match late, I believe it starts you off in like a replay mode. So I think that's where the match actually ended. I will keep that in mind next time I hop in a match to randomly help cast. Okay, so I think I need to put my lobby back up. So I think I'm playing next. Why shut out Discord? Whoops. Okay, these people are talking about Jet winning, I believe. Are there any other matches still going on? Okay, they're talking about it. Oh, no, they're not. They're derping. Okay, I think the second match is about to begin. Let me ask around. Yeah, I believe the next round should be starting here shortly. Okay, more results just got in. The child 2-0'd Nathan. Round 2 will start soon. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, next time I hop into a match late, I will remember to fast forward. Okay, I guess while we're waiting for round 2 to start, I'm going to AFK just for a second. I'll be back very, very shortly. Okay. I'm here. There's only one game left. Tosh first guard. He came back and it felt wrong to disconnect him. Okay. What channel are they in? Let me see. I might be able to... Tosh is on stream 1. Wait, this isn't, This isn't what I thought it would be. This is Gusavons versus Ella. I think they're just messing around. I'll get out of here. I think they were just having fun. Alright, Blue Coon's typing in. I'm ready. Everyone, only one game left. You can watch it on Tasha's stream. Once that is over, it'll take 1 minute to generate round 2. But when I went to Tasha's room, that's not what was happening. Let's take a look. Pancake's trying to queue ranked. Good luck. Everybody's in the tournament. Pancakes isn't in the tournament, huh? I wonder why. Oh well. So I was going to cast this match on my own, but it's not in the room I thought it was in. Okay. Well, it looks like Tosh just won a game. I don't know if that's the last game. Oh, he's naming the replay. First guard, DP, 1. What lobby is he in? He should be in stream 1, I thought. Nope. Okay. Well, there's somewhere else. We can be patient. We can be patient. What's going on Chip Stream? Alright, Tosh rocking a lot of tier 1. Chip is just chilling as well. Yeah, tune in to Witty Pun 7. For a live match right now. Oh my gosh, this multi-stream. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me make sure I turn the volume down on all these. That is amazing. Check this out. If you haven't seen it, bam. So we've got Xeno playing against somebody. I wonder if I can make his stream bigger. I wonder if I can just like... Oh wait, somebody's... Look at this. Oh, that's amazing. Alright. I got a ping. Delthius, you can go into... Okay, so it looks like this is match 2 of Big Pimpintosh and First Guard. Let me try to fast forward it up to... Oh, I guess it's... Okay, I think we are up to speed. No. Come on, go to 5. No, we must be up to speed. Otherwise, it wouldn't be. Yep. Okay. Okay, this looks correct. Alright, so Big Pimpintosh is up 1-0 against First Guard. First Guard is a newer player. This is their first tournament. Rocking that double tier 3. That makes me happy as always. So yeah, Tosh looks like he's trying the 5-farm double. Gonna see if he can get away with it against a newer player. He does have this cabin in his way. So that's kind of a pain. But let's see if Tosh can nail it. Is he gonna try to go... almost would rather see him go around in the water, maybe, to avoid this cabin? I don't know. This is a timing attack, right? So you don't really want to be slowed down. But he's gonna come in here and get it, and then he's gonna keep moving forward, and yeah. First Guard did not see this attack coming. So Tosh is gonna be able to come in here and get some great damage in. And he's just going to go home and be pretty happy with the way that went. Man, I checked this channel twice, and it was a Goosebumps versus Ella. Maybe they got kicked out of it finally. I don't know. Maybe there was a little mix-up earlier. Tasha's clearing out these cabins. Why not? And First Guard trying to muster up some forces here. You know, really cool to see new players participating in tournaments, but Tosh is always playing Tooth and Tail. This guy's streaming Tooth and Tail like almost every single day. Definitely the most active streamer at the moment, for sure. We're going to come in here, going to grab another pig at the cost of a few lizards, but I'll take that trade any day of the week. Unfortunately for First Guard, they were not home to help defend against that. And, you know, Tosh is doing all this cute stuff running around, but I would love to see, I think, First Guard just try to move out. I don't know, that is a lot of lizards, a lot of squirrels on the way, so maybe there was a small window there where first card could have tried to do something like that. But this is going to be rough for them. You know, Tosh has come in here and gotten some value several times, took that cabin, and is continuing to push up. This could work, you know, if Tosh doesn't take this engagement just right. You know, maybe if he runs his lizards in, maybe if these pigeons really help on the healing. But no, he's going to keep the lizards back until the squirrels are in position. Great control by Tosh there. And he's just going to slam through the forces of his opponents. And I think first guard tapped out briefly after that. So Tosh is going to take that one 2-0. Very good. Okay, now I think round 2 is ready. That should be it. So I'm ready to roll. Where I need to be. Let me check my multi-stream here. Yep. Okay. That multi-stream is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. Okay, so I believe Blue Coon is running his little code and producing the next matchups here. Yep, looks like all the scores are filled in for round number 1. Game announcements, bam, there it is. Next round, I'm against Jacoby. Didn't Jacoby lose? I guess it was a slight mistake. Alright, so this will be a fun matchup. Jacoby is a great player. Jacoby? I think it's Jacoby. I probably shouldn't have bothered Blue Coon while he's trying to do a bunch of stuff. Okay, yep, he fixed his mistake. No problem, it happens. Okay, so we're gonna see Delthius versus Jacoby coming up next. Let's see if I can keep it rolling. Let's see if I can knock out Jacoby. He's a tough one. Massive Stealth versus Iris. Oh, that'd be fun to watch. Okay, I think Iris is gonna win that. I don't know how in shape Jacoby is. That's my prediction for this. I think if me and Jacoby are just, like, I'm kind of rusty. I played a few warm-up matches, but I'm not, like, in super try-hard mode at the moment as a player. I think if Jacoby's in the same boat as me, where we're both a little bit rusty, you know, kind of showing up for the event, then I think I have a good chance to win. If Jacoby's been practicing and is on his game, I think he'll beat me. So I think it could go either way, depending on how much Jacoby prepared for this. I actually thought I was a caster. So it started off, I was a player, and then I got a message, and they were saying, oh, there's too many old players, we'd rather you be a caster. And I was like, great. And then today I found out I'm both, which is totally fine. No big deal at all. Dino versus Araloo. That's a tough one to call. Dino's more tried and true, but Araloo is really good, and I think he's a newer player, but he's got a lot of RTS experience. Ooh, Eel versus this guy. Okay, I think... Alright, so Massive Stealth versus Iris. I think Iris is going to win. Me versus Jacoby, I can see that going either way. Dino versus Araloo, I want to say Dino, but I wouldn't be surprised if Araloo won. Eel versus this guy, I think this guy will win. Rikibus versus Haru. Like, I want to say Haru, but Rikibus beat a really strong player in the first match, didn't he? Okay, I think we just start. So, good luck, have fun, Jacoby. Let's see if he can beat my strategy here. I bet you guys would rather me take the scoreboard off while I'm playing so you can see my units, huh? I'll do that here in a second. Shit. There we go. Bam. There, that should look a little more palatable. Alright, what am I gonna do against Jacoby? I've got some bases. What's he doing against me? Nothing crazy. I've been checking to scout out the map, but okay, confirmed. He is still doing his thing. Oh, that's a bad cabin for me. It's alright. So what is up with all this high ground? That's not a fox spot. I have a little back door. I have a base up here. We just go into the ferrets? Not there, but here? Okay, he's gonna see it. Kinda tempted to sell and go tier 1. Let's see what he's doing. Ooh, Mole Warren. Okay. Should I get a turret? Am I scared enough to get a turret right now? He just tilled that cabin. Yeah, I should be. It's too far away, isn't it? Mole's coming down. Here he goes. So many units. This turret's not in a good spot. I might be dead. Pretty sure I'm dead. Very aggressive here from Mr. Jacoby. But he only got a farm. He did kill a bunch of my other stuff. Like, maybe I can live, but I doubt it. Feel dead. Well, I'm gonna clear this attack. He's got that cabin too, though. That's the problem. My economy is just getting doofed on. Yeah, I have no idea what he's up to. Just tons and tons of tier 1. I'm gonna kill me. Alright. Turret is helping. I don't know if it's gonna help enough. Wow. Good hold. But we're pretty far behind in economy. That's the problem. However, that fight was very, very good for me, so maybe that helps. I gotta get some farms up, though. Those ferrets were like the worst thing in the world. Because he went so aggressive. Alright. He's got one campfire, he's got a lot of tier 1. I don't see anything like a tier 3, I don't see a second base, but I didn't get to check very, very closely. So his economy should be starting to get bad, unless he's just got a full base somewhere. Like, I haven't checked that base in the top. But I feel like if he had a second base, he'd just be running me over. Yeah, there it is, okay. Wonder if we can get aggressive. I think I gotta try something. It's his army. Okay, I don't think I'm dead. This is not a good spot either. He's had the better economy than me most games. Yeah, he's got it. GG, Jacoby. His income was just better than mine. I actually feel like I played really well. But he had that cabin early on, and he took out one of my farms early on. Then he got that second base up. I shouldn't have attacked in right there, but he was still in the lead. I think for how good of an early game he had, I was doing well coming back. I don't think you can rush tier 2 like that anymore, to be honest. Because I think I tried the same thing again. I think that's something like new to this patch. Because previously what I opened with is like a safe build. But I think with the Warrens losing HP, it is no longer safe to open up in such a fashion. So I think what I need to do is open up a few tier 1, figure out what he's doing. I'd like to expand and start pressuring him with ferrets, but I can't rush into it. I think I gotta open up with double squirrel. That's some nice bases. Now, I've got the better gristmill positioning. He's gonna take that. Yeah, he did. Okay, so he wants to go into macro. Actually, no, we won't do that. I was thinking about trying to punish him. I don't think that's smart. I think I just try to match him on expos. Might do something crazy here. Try to get some farms immediately going. Build up some squirrel toad. Scout him. He's gonna see my farms. I wonder what he's gonna do about that. His 3 farm opening's pretty greedy. Let's see if he even has a base still. Oh, he does. He's going harder. Okay. We can play that. We can do this. So what composition is he going to be putting together? Don't see anything yet. Alright, let's see if I can figure out what he's building. Hey, a badger. Okay. Maybe I should have got a... Maybe I should have got a fox. Is he gonna keep the badger? Actually, might want to put a turret out here just to not get blindsided. Kind of more as a ward than anything else. I feel like it's too late for a fox. I feel like that went well for me, as long as I can keep these falcons alive. I'm losing too many falcons. I think I'm gonna die to the badger here. Darn, I think that first engagement went well for me. Yep, GG, Jacoby. Nice badger play. Yeah, like that first engagement went so well. What happened after that? Let me see. I think maybe I should have got fox. Well, let's see what my message is. Like, I feel like we're fine up through here. Maybe I should have got fox rather than so many falcons. Trying to fight in this water, too, was really hard for me because my army was just so slow. I probably should have brought my turret line out to up here. So here, right? So I think what happened... Yeah, so army values are about the same. I've got plenty of falcons to try to deal with the badger. I think the problem was that the battle line was, like, here, for me, which was generally bad because I was in the water the whole time being slowed. So once the Badger got the rev up, it was able to kind of stay on the ground and move quickly and killed my slowed units in the water. I think after this first fight that I'm going to win, I should have tried to draw the battle lines more out. I think that would have worked. Because, like, you pause it here, right? We trade, but he still has his Badger, right? And what do I really have? Just a few Falcons? Yeah, I think just the Badger Pigeon from here, right? Yeah. Yeah. My units being slowed by that water certainly didn't help. And then the game's already over there. Very cool. Alright. Okay, so should have some matches coming up for me to stream here. Let me see. Oh, we got Mishi versus Dizon coming up next. Very cool. So we've got Mishi for the old team and Dizon for the new team. Congratulations, Jacoby. Some good matches there. Yeah, he was saying it. He feels like he won because I didn't kill the Badger in the first engagement. That's probably correct. Probably correct. Dude, this multi-stream thing is awesome. Okay, so what are the results so far? So Iris beat Master Stealth. Okay, I was right about that. Jacoby beat me. I kind of waffled. I didn't really make a bet for me versus Jacoby. So I'll say I wasn't right nor wrong. Dino beating Araloo. I was right about that. This guy beating Il. I was right about that. Mr. Ziggy DQ'd. I thought he DQ'd last round. Okay, we got it, guys. Let's focus on the task at hand here. Tournaments. There we go. Mishi versus Dizon. Let's hop into it. Is that one Mr. Delthius? This is Delthius. Bannered Bastion in the chat. Oh my gosh. What is up, Bannered Bastion? Let me get to the game real quick. In the right, we've got Miss Dr. Mishi, I'm sorry. And in the top, his opponent, Dizon. Alright. Dizon looking fresh. Didn't he beat somebody? Let me see who he beat in the first game. I thought he beat somebody good. Oh, he beat Hercrus. I haven't heard too much about Hercrus. Hercrus is an old player? The name does ring a bell, but maybe there's somebody who just kind of came back out for the event. We got Banner Bastion and Premium Bo. No one told you when this stuff was starting. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, P-Boop. I just thought you were aware because everybody else is aware, Premium. Where you at, man? Just messing with you, dude. No, I'm real hyped for this event if you're just tuning in, guys. We had 50 players in this tournament, so there's 6 or 7 streams that are going on concurrently. We've also got a multi-stream happening as well. Let me link that in the chat because it's freaking amazing. No one invited you to the server? Oh my gosh. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? We got some crazy stuff going on here, though. Dizon with a triple tier 1 opening. Mishi did scout it out, so he knows it's coming. It's pretty late. I wasn't paying super attention to the close game, so I'm just going to kind of assume that it was one of those, like, you don't start with it, you know? Like, you start building the 8 farms, and you try to trick your opponent by going into it shortly after. Pretty bold of Dizon to try to pull this kind of thing off against Mishi. You know, a lot of these like pre-8 farm strategies are really based on catching your opponent off guard, and it's hard to do against really top level guys like Mishi, just because they're very on top of their scouting. But let's see. I mean, Dizon's getting a little bit of poking done. However, Mishi does have the right amount of squirrels to defend this, and yeah, it's just gonna push Dizon back. Dizon's gonna lose a couple squirrels in the retreat. Actually didn't lose anything on the retreat. He lost a couple in the skirmish there. But overall, definitely a build order victory here for Mishi, since he kind of built the right amount of farms to handle what Dizon was doing, and it also keep his economy up and running. Dude, Banner Bastion, the game is a blast. You haven't missed a ton. I mean, we're still doing events all the time. Probably about once every month or so, an event rolls around. We did a 2v2 random tournament that Premium Boat organized. That was a lot of fun. We just finished up the 12 duels challenge, like the 21 duels if you remember that. And this is Big Pimpintosh and Blue Coon's brainchild here. The old versus new tournament for the 2nd anniversary of Tooth and Tail. Alright, so Mishi moving in with a big push. Does Dizon have enough to handle it? It looks like Mishi's just going to have enough squirrels left over to maybe kill a pig here if he's lucky. Yeah, he gets that pig. So overall, a successful attack from Mishi, I feel like. You know, they traded out armies, essentially, but Mishi did get the damage down on that pig, which is definitely a problem. Both players going up to 2nd base saturation, getting their tier 2s out. Mishi going for that snake, one of Mishi's favorite units. And meanwhile, Dizon's already got skunks on the board, so he's going to try to hit a timing, which if he controls this right, you know, he's got some water that he can back up to and heal in, and just kind of use this skunk to poke and prod on Mishi's units. It's still going to be a little bit before that snake hits the board. Once the snake is here, though, that should be exactly what Mishi needs to kind of prevent this style of harassment. Dizon needs to be careful, though. Gonna decide to go home for now, not risk it. Good micro from Mishi there, not losing any squirrels to the skunk gas, but really you need both those skunks kind of together, you know, to put out enough gas to really start racking up those kills. But Mishi's got snakes now, and Dizon's a little bit ahead on economy, but not for long. I mean, I feel like the economic advancement from both players is relatively even. Like a little bit earlier on, Mishi ended up getting a little bit ahead, and that's kind of evened out now. But, oh man, if Mishi gets caught, Dizon is in the right position. He doesn't know. Oh man, Mishi's stuck in a weird spot. He's just gonna rally all on his army, and they're gonna just beat their way through the skunks. Almost all of his squirrels died in the process, though. However, Dizon should be able to lock down on these snakes. And Dizon, a little bit of a mistake from Mishi there, kind of having his army too spread out. Dizon gets some great value, but Mishi's reinforcements are cleaning it up. Wow, man. Wow. I mean, those 2 skunks died, but they killed like 15 squirrels with that gas. And then you got the snakes too. I don't know. I think Dizon can still make it happen here. Mishi getting a little bit worried, building a turret, hoping that keeps Dizon from messing with him for a minute or two and lets him get together a composition he thinks is going to work. But look at this. You know, Dizon's got more tier 1. He's got more tier 2. He's got a 3rd base on the way. I think it's very realistic that Dizon might pull the victory here. Yeah, you should, Bastion. It's definitely a fun game to play. Big Pimpintosh is still streaming all the time. Yeah, the Pocketbots are always going on. I still cast replays. I don't do it as often as I used to, but I try to do a replay casting show every now and then. So you can always send me replays. Nice little harassment here from Mishi, but he's not going to make it out with these snakes, and kind of realizes that, and just tags a ton of tier 1, and hopefully those snakes paid for themselves there. Well, I think they did, right? Because they killed the Warren. So as long as they killed 3 squirrels, which they definitely did, I think they killed more like 4 or 5. They pay for themselves, so But he did lose the tier 2, which take a while to build. So there's that tempo argument. Like, yeah, Mishi got some value there, but he lost some tempo. But Mishi's just buckling down around some turrets and trying to buy some time to get out that Fox. Meanwhile, the Wolf on the way for Dizon. He's got some snakes, and the Wolf definitely helps out against the Fox. Buffing up your unit speeds, especially with things like the snake. You know, if a snake gets a tag on a Fox, that's most of the time all she wrote. So it's not like Dizon can't do anything against this Fox, but it is going to be difficult. Mishi obviously is going to have top tier Fox control here. And there is going to be a little period where Mishi's got his tier 3 and Dizon doesn't. Now I thought about handing this channel off to Master Stealth. I still cast for fun every now and then, but not as regularly as I used to. Basically, I show up and do events, and then maybe cast some replays or something like that, like once a month. So much value here from Mishi over on the side. Saki has been radio silent lately on Tooth and Tail, man. Hopefully he comes back at one point. I think he's still streaming other games and stuff. Yeah, I don't think I was ever going to give it... I thought about giving it over to Master Stealth, but then I realized what a terrible mistake that would be. Alright, Dizon looking for some blood. Really pushing in. He doesn't have his Wolf yet. Wolf should be coming. Love to see him hold off until that Wolf gets here. But this Fox is just getting so much value. Now the Wolf is here though, and I don't think Mishi knows about it, so now can he turn in with some buffed units? No, he doesn't go for it just yet. Because Mishi must have heard the Wolf there. Yeah, definitely Mishi is aware of the Wolf. Yeah, no, I totally understand, Bastion. It's good to see you though, man. Are you still playing StarCraft? I don't really play a whole lot anymore, but I still watch. I'm a big esports nerd. That's what got me into casting this game in the first place. But anyways, guys, Dizon's gonna pull the trigger and see if he can just bludgeon his way through Mishi's force, and he's got a very good army in a direct fight and just slams through here. And yeah, the Fox is alive, but that's all Mishi's got left. Dizon, don't be scared of that lonely Fox. Get in there and knock this nerd out. It looks like we're gonna be going to game 2 here in a second. Mishi keeping this Fox alive till the very end. Another couple stacks of poison, that's going to be all she wrote, and Mishi's going to be forced to tap here. Really cool game number 1. Okay, I'm on Team Old. I'm torn, right? Like, I'm on Team Old, so obviously part of me wants Mishi to win. However, everybody likes a good underdog story. And seeing Dizon win that match there, especially with like a little bit of an underutilized unit like the Wolf, was really, really cool. So part of me is rooting for Dizon. However, I wonder what the split is now. I'd like to check that. Like what players are still left in the event. Like Jacoby beat me, so we've still got him. I think Chip is the only streamer. No, Chip and Tosh. Oh wait, Xeno too, probably. Yeah, Xeno's still in it. Oh, Xeno got a free one because Ziggy wasn't here. That's right. All right, in the left, we've got Dr. Mishi. Excuse me. And to the right, his opponent, Dizon. Both players not changing up their decks, I don't think. No, something's different. Do I see it? Or is it the same? I know Mishi had Snake, Pigeon, Turret, Fox. I think he had Ferrets last time. Somebody had Ferrets last game. I think it was Mishi. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, new balance patch just came out a few days ago, Dizon. So the meta is a little bit up in the air. But Toads kind of got revived. I think people are really liking Pigeons too. Pigeons got a quality of life change to how they target things. I think Tier 2 gets like more priority in unit positioning, stuff like that. Current patch, take moles. Yeah, Mishi's Madness mod, maybe that was after your time, but Mishi had a big balance patch that he designed and worked with Eel on. Then that went live, and I think we're 1 or 2 patches after that one at the moment. Eel is officially part of Pocketwatch now, Bastion. He kind of took over upkeeping Tooth and Tail for Pocketwatch Games as Andy works on the next title. Moles are super relevant, yeah. Moles come out of Warrens now. I don't know if you haven't played in that long. I think you're here for that. Yeah, the Tier 1 Warren nerf was huge. That was a good one, P-Boot. Nice call, bringing that up. Absolutely huge. What is Mishi up to? What is going on? Is he memeing? Is Mishi on a big meme? Is this a meme stream? Is that what we're seeing here? Like, is he just gonna throw down a Fox Warren? Why else would he build so many turrets? Okay, he's just gonna use the turrets to buffer going into some greed, but Dizon should know that this means Dizon can just be greedy for free. However, I think once Mishi kind of recognized that Dizon's got a second base and is also playing pretty greedy and cut back on the turrets, he did sell one. He's keeping the other one up though for now. Did he see the Tier 2 yet? This is very, very important. He did see the Tier 2, and he also did see the chameleons there as well, knocking out that cabin. I was actually curious maybe Dizon was going to keep that cabin as like a free defensive structure, but I guess it would hurt his units too, so I think he's more interested in having a good positioning up here on the high ground. Okay. Yeah, Mishi just wanted those turrets to stay safe, to be able to macro up. He's got a nice little setup here. This map is fairly balanced. I do like it better for Dizon, but it's okay for Mishi. Especially, I mean, Dizon's got the high ground. There is, keep in mind, both players have a backdoor entrance. Dizon's got one right there, and then Mishi's is kind of over this way. So players can be sneaky through this lake if they wanted to. Try to hit their opponents where they least expect it. Wolf Warren, down. Fox Warren, down. So this was kind of a gentleman's agreement style game. Ooh. He did deny the scout there, didn't he? Yeah. He sold it right before Mishi saw it and tried to throw down some Tier 1, but that's pretty, suspicious anyways. Like, why would you throw down Tier 1 Warrens here? I don't think Mishi saw that, though. Mishi should assume that a Tier 3 is on the way in a situation like this. I think it makes sense. But always getting that confirmation is nice. Mishi's gonna come back here. See that Wolf Warren. And these compositions last game worked really well for Dizon. You know, Mishi doesn't have a whole lot of front line with this build, in my opinion. He doesn't have chameleons, he doesn't have moles. Like, really, squirrels are the most frontline-y thing that he has. Meanwhile, Dizon's just... his composition, I feel like, is very strong, right? He's got some AoE in there, he's got a ton of frontline, he's got some sustained burst DPS, and he's got the Wolf to buff everybody up. So... I'm worried for Mishi. I don't think Mishi wants to take, yeah, the turrets, exactly. I don't think Mishi would win a straight-up direct engagement here. I think Mishi needs to get value with the Fox over time. I think he's got to bait the engagement to happen in his turrets. That sort of thing. However, does Dizon know about the back door? Because there is totally a back door. And that's the weakness when you're going to throw down a billion turrets like this. Is if they just simply go around it. And keep in mind, last game, not only did we have similar compositions, but Mishi also got in a lot of damage with that Fox, right? Like, he got in and killed several farms. He harassed the hell out of Dizon's army. And so far, he hasn't really gotten any damage in. You know, maybe killing off a squirrel or two. The Wolf is here. Wolf's on his way. I really like this Ring of Death that Mishi's got. Nice little spot for his army to walk through. But if you're Dizon here, you know, you don't really need to engage. Well, I guess, actually, the Fox is going to be poking if you're going to keep running away, but this is a really cool style from Mishi. I remember we used to do stuff like this as Fox players against, like, Owl, like, way back in, like, the 2017 meta. That was a way that we figured out how to deal with Owls in the late game, was just build so many turrets, you know. So Mishi's kind of doing that Fox turret style here, but he needs to bait the army to go all the way back to his line of turrets, and he's going to continuously try to do so by saying, hey, if you don't follow me back, I'm just going to sit here and hit you so hard with my Fox. Lots and lots of pigeons here from Mishi. 21 pigeons. We saw the gentleman doing this earlier as well. I wonder if this is something they've kind of play tested on the new patch in preparation for the event. So that's an insane amount of pigeons. Yeah, he sells a couple of them down, but I don't think that's because he had too many. I think it's just switching up the composition a little bit. It looks like he's trying to get to this ultimate falcon pigeon setup. Maybe the AI on the pigeons is just good enough now at distributing heals effectively, where this large amount of pigeon is actually good. I think the intent with the patch was kind of the opposite. I think the intent was, you know, pigeons to be better in those like 3 to 6 numbers. But what do you do if you're Dizon here? If I was Dizon, I'd hit him in the back door, man. But I don't think he's aware of that, and that's just immediately going to turn into a base race as well. And do you want a base race when you feel like you're ahead? I'm not sure. But the problem is, he's not really ahead anymore because he never took his 3rd base. So Mishi's economy has been way ahead for a long time. Mishi is just going to slowly but surely poke his opponent down with his Fox. So, really cool to see, but I think Mishi's got him in a chokehold now. I think Dizon is just slowly gonna start running out of steam. And Dizon is gonna go for the desperation backdoor attempt. But I think it's too late. And look at this, Mishi's just gonna follow his army and pick it apart when it's in the water. I think if Dizon would have secured this base, he could have stood up to this army. I feel like when they were on 2 base setups, Dizon had the better composition. But Mishi just slowly kept growing and slowly just kept getting more and more things until he could eventually sell off the turrets for more falcons and build up this hyper late army. And Dizon almost YOLO'd into Mishi's base of 1, by the way. He got that very low. So great job for Mishi there. Really cool strategy. Heavy Metal Finland in chat too. Oh my gosh, Classic Metal. We got Classic Metal in the house. We got Banner Bastion in the house. It's good to see all you old school players rooting for the old school, I'd imagine. Speaking of the old school, we got one of the best of the old school, Mishi, up against Dizon here. This is a single elimination tournament, so whoever loses this 2 out of 3 is out. And Mishi is gonna swap things up for the decider match. Let's see if Dizon rolls. It's always interesting when you're in a tournament of Tooth and Tail. You know, it's like, do I play my best deck, my best strategy that I'm really good with and be predictable, or do I change it up? And I think that's where... Hold that thought. I'll rant in a minute. In the bottom, representing the old team, we've got Dr. Mishi. And his opponent to the top right, representing the New Bloods, we've got Dizon. 1-1 here. Really important match. Both these players kind of aces for their teams. So, we'll see who comes out on top. Yeah, Mishi changing it up, and I always think that's the hallmark of a good player. Like, I'm an okay player. Well, I'm okay. This is where I am, right? Like, I'm a pretty good player. But not in the tournament scene. Alright? Because I feel like I've got, like, 1 or 2 strong decks. Right? I've probably got, like, 1 or 2 strong decks that I could whip out and I'm practiced with and I can play well. And I think what makes you a top-tier tournament player is being practiced with several decks, right? Having a variety of compositions you can throw at your opponent and keep them on their toes, mixing things up. You know, so Mishi changed his strategy up relatively here. It's interesting that he's still going for that like turret, falcon, pigeon core, but trying to play this with owl, skunk is a lot more different than snake, fox. You know, the owls, the skunks rather, you can always go for that like squirrel, pigeon, skunk push. But is that the game he wants to play against Dizon, though? He's got that squirrel, mole, skunk. I think ideally you have all four. You know, for the big like this guy push, you've got the squirrel, mole, and skunk here. A little bit of poking and prodding coming down from Dizon. Needs to be careful. Doesn't want to lose any units. I like the way squirrels are interacting better on this patch. Like, I think last patch we would have seen Mishi's squirrel get in at least a couple more hits on that retreating squirrel. You know, I think we all don't want retreating to be as punishing as it is. You know, it was kind of to the point where it's like, once you commit, you're committed. If you try to retreat, you're going to take so much damage. It's better to just trade out your army, even if it's a bad trade, you know. Dizon needs to be careful. Defender's advantage is a thing. Keep in mind the Warren HP health did go down. Yeah, wow, 1-1. Well played, Dizon, says the gentleman. Absolutely. You should watch that match too if you miss it, if you get a chance. It was really really good one. I think the first match was fantastic. The second match, I feel like Mishi was in control like the entire game. I think Mishi was almost like a giant python, you know, just slowly constricting Dizon and knew exactly the plan. Where Dizon looks like he has a good composition. Like, I feel like Dizon's goal is to simply build up a couple units, a little bit of a cavalcade of his deck, right? Like, sometimes we see decks where you're trying to build this ultimate army that utilizes all the units. Sometimes we see decks where it's like, well, if I build this, then I probably won't build that. I've kind of got units as options here. But Mishi really showing off these new turrets. Really showing off the new pigeons as well. I love the new turrets, by the way. I've always been a big fan of MGs. I think my 3 favorite units are Ferret, Fox, and Turret. So when that style, when that composition is viable, I'm always happy. But, you know, defense will always have the same problem it's always had, where it could be standing army if the opponent doesn't attack in. But I actually really like this from Mishi because Dizon doesn't have a choice. This is kind of getting similar to the last map where Dizon doesn't really have a choice but to fight up here. And this double high ground here from Mishi with the turrets on top, I mean, this is going to be a chore for Dizon to break. I actually don't know what's the best way to go about it for him. Maybe a lot of moles, since they get that structure crit to help deal with those. You're going to get that wolf out. Continue building up on the second base. Gentleman, big believer in new pigeons. Hey, he won the first game without pigeons, man. We got Ghost in the chat, too? Oh, man. I feel like I'm at a high school reunion right now or something. Good to see all of you. So there's a ton of streams going on for this event, guys, by the way. I think we got 6 or 7 separate streamers. Blue Coon's doing a phenomenal job doing TO, trying to stack it to where there's always live shows to watch. But here we go. Dizon moving forward into the turrets. Trying to blast his way through. But Mishi is going to hold. Both players kept their skunks alive. And yeah, trying to fight into those turrets. Then again, maybe perhaps going off what the gentleman said, the pigeons here as well for Mishi. That was rough, but I don't blame Dizon for trying it. And I think he even faked out Mishi too, because Mishi scouted that wolf and then he sold it off and tried to build a bunch more tier 1. And Dizon's just going to go for it again. If he can kill these skunks, that would be huge for him, but the pigeons are just healing those skunks very well. They finally go down. But now falcons are here as well for Mishi. And Mishi won that engagement hands down. The other one was quite close. But Dizon just wasn't quite ready to try to bust back in like that. And the Falcon's going to trade out for a snake here. Oh, the snake stays alive, but not for long. Long enough to get 1 stack of poison on this other Falcon, however. Mishi might just have too much here. Pull him back for a moment. Yeah, he should have pulled back all the way, as Dizon is going to get a very cost-effective end to that trade, and it's going to embolden him to come in here and try to take out this high ground position. Farms are relatively even here. Dizon breaking through. Mishi overstayed his welcome. Is Mishi about to get knocked out of the tournament? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Dizon, the underdog, knocking out Mishi and advancing forward. Wow. Fantastic by Dizon. I'm a little worried now. I'm a little worried for the old team now. Okay, round 3 is about to start. It looks like I was the last game everybody's waiting on. That makes sense why so many spectators are in my room at the moment. Okay, so we're about to have another round start up. I got eliminated by Jacoby, so I am out. We'll have to wait and see who our next contestants are. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Let me link this multi-stream thing again. This is really cool. Big shout out to WoodyPun7, aka Big Pimpintosh. This tournament's his brainchild. Also, Blue Coon doing all the heavy lifting behind the scenes. He wrote some custom code. He's got a good algorithm to seed all the players together. So thank you guys so much for putting this together. Thanks to all the players, all the other casters. We got some great casters for this event. Obviously, I am here. We've got Chip. Chip is still a player, I believe. Okay, I am... Wait, no. 3-minute break, then we jump into co-casting. Okay. So I think Strawberry was my co-caster, but if he's got a bail, that's fine. Okay, I think Strawberry might be taking a break. We'll see. We might get Strawberry on here talking about some old school stuff. This tournament's the first one that I participated in, said Bastion. Yes, we might have him casting. You mentioned something about maybe needing to take a break. Game announcements. Alright. So it looks like Xeno versus Mumble. I think I'm going to predict Xeno for that one. Jacoby versus Onyx, man. Who has Onyx beaten today? I remember Onyx. He's one of those old school guys. He beat Magnucio. And who else did he beat? And he beat Tosh. Ooh. I think I'm still going to go for Jacoby. Damn, Dizon versus Gent. So I think I'm going to say Xeno's going to win. Jacoby's going to win. Gentleman's going to win. Iris versus Kerpa. Didn't we already do that? No. Ooh, Iris versus Kerpa. Huh. I want to say Iris. This guy versus Dino. Probably this guy. And Haru versus the Child. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Who are we going to get to watch? You got a bracket somewhere? It's in the Discord. It's not really a bracket. He's like using a bot. I can invite you to this thing. Can't I? Why is it not a proper list? All my stuff is on here. Okay, anyways, I won't worry about that. What I will worry about is showing the bracket on stream. Okay, so we've got Iris versus Kerpa coming up. So these are the matches here. Iris versus Kerpa will be on my stream. And they are coming in. Invite people. Premium bow. Where you at? Bam. Bam. Oh, why did that? Whatever. Okay. That did not work at all. So we got Kerpa representing that old school, and Iris as the new, I believe. Or is Iris considered old school? I think Kerpa's older than Iris, right? Yeah, Kerpa's old. And Iris is considered new. Yep, okay. Okay, tournament, bam. Alright, in the right, we've got Kerpa. And his opponent up top, Iris. This is going to be an awesome match. I'm hyped for this one. I'm going to favor Iris here. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Kerpa come out on top. Again, we see this like wolf versus fox kind of thing. Lots of players today running that turret. Iris is not on Team Pigeons. Meanwhile, Kerpa is. But we see the toads as well, so we're seeing a lot of these units that got the changes made to them in play. You know, like the toads, like the pigeons, like the fox. Fox got a bit of a buff. I think it was a small buff, right? Like 1 HP, 1 more damage? Something like that. I'll have to review. But I also think they got a difference on cast versus root time, which is nice. Typically, I believe it's stronger if it's cast time and not roots. So that's kind of how they balance it, with root being how long you're stuck there after you've shot. So 8 farm openings for both sides. Aren't you supposed to be playing matches, gentlemen? Proud of Dizon. I'm proud of Dizon too, man. Right now, that's the Cinderella story of the event. Like, Dizon beat Mishi. Like, what? Like, was there a bigger upset today than that? Oh, Dizon won. Oh, yeah, okay. That's right. I keep forgetting Blue Coon's actually really smart on this organization. He's, like, kind of tiering when players begin matches. Alright, so my co-caster is Strawberry, but Strawberry may or may not be casting more today. I think he said he needed to take a break. We got a pocket base down here against Kerpa. I think since we're winding up on the end of the tournament here, I think we're going to start combining streams with the finals. I believe the grand finals will be on Witty Pun 7's stream, I would imagine, since he is the main nerd here. We're all side nerds. We're the side squeeze. So, very, very similar so far between both players. Chameleons for Kerpa, Skunks versus Iris, but similar builds, right? Nice scout by Iris, by the way. Finding that bottom kind of hidden base. And he's being brave, you know. I think Iris is generally a brave macro player. He likes to get up to a second base very, you know, fully saturated, very quick. He likes to get up to a fast fox, and you know, there's a fine line between boldness and stupidity, right? But Iris is one of those guys. What's really fun, why I've always kind of respected macro styles, is they take a lot of research. Like in general, when new games or new patches come out, aggro is kind of king, right? Because it's easier to kind of do an aggressive strategy than do a macro strategy and know exactly how to hold off against that aggression, if that makes sense. So doing like greedier builds where, let's say you open up a match of Tooth and Tail and your goal is something like, okay, my goal is to get up to, and I recommend, by the way, if you're like a player who wants to get stronger, I recommend doing this as an exercise, even though you will lose a lot of games, but like have a goal. Like maybe your goal is, I want to get up to full 2 base saturation in a tier 3 as quickly as I can and be safe about it. So then, you know, you've got to learn how to thwart off all those 1 base timings or 2 base timings or all-ins or those sorts of things as the macro player. Yeah, that's exactly what we see Iris doing here. But Kerpa's really doing similar stuff. So this isn't really the situation I'm describing. I'm kind of describing, you know, how Iris gets away with this play. And it's either, it's from him having enough experience to where he knows how to pivot, right? Like, it's always good to go into a match with a plan. You don't want to just kind of, or else your opponent's plan is what's going to set the pace of the game, right? So Iris probably goes in the match saying, you know, I want to get up to a really strong economy in a tier 3 unit. And he's got to constantly, and same thing for Kerpa here. I don't mean to just hone in on Iris for this example, but so then when you've got that play style, you've got to really be on top of identifying all ins from your opponent and knowing exactly how greedy you can be. Okay, I can take 3 farms on my second base and build purely tier 1 and hold off this 1 base tier 2 push, for example, stuff like that. And the only way you really fine-tune all those details is just through experience and practice. But this is more of a gentleman agreement kind of game where both players, maybe they didn't intend to go super greedy, but they kind of saw the other player doing it, right? Like, hey, I'm going to take a second base and throw down a couple farms and kind of feel out what my opponent's doing. And if both players have that kind of opening, then a lot of times this is what happens, where both players are... Because you get really worried. You don't want your opponent to get ahead of you in farms, right? You're just trying to claim some land here. His Fox is almost out. Kerpa is not going to sit around and let these turrets go up, though. Goes in for the big engagement. And so far, I think Kerpa is smashing through here. Iris really invested a lot into the Fox. The Fox is finally out. Let's see what Kerpa's got to deal with that. He does have a lot of chameleons. He does have the wolf. But other than that, dealing with this Fox is going to be difficult. However, Kerpa's just got more stuff at the moment. Iris is going to start evening out by the constant poke with this Fox. Yeah, they changed the cutoff, P-Boo. I believe the new cutoff was if you started in 2018. So to be considered on the old team, I think you had to be a player in the few months of 2017 after launch and or be in the alpha. I think that's how they rearranged it. Both these players are pretty damn old for sure, like as far as how long they've been playing in the game. I'd have to confirm a Blue Coon, but okay, Strawberry, I guess, is out. He's done for the day, no problem at all. I can solo bolo cast. I think the idea was the casters kind of started pairing up at this point. But I don't have a problem being the solo caster. If you're listening, Blue Coon, I don't care either way, don't get me wrong. I'm very used to being a solo caster, is all I'm saying. So Kerpa, to really nail this Fox, has got to set up what we call a chameleon ambush, where he's got his chameleons just kind of sitting in a spot on the map where he thinks the Fox is going to run, then they re-stealth and delete it. Otherwise, Kerpa just doesn't have anything that can deal with the Fox. Iris knows how to control his Fox, and is just going to continue to gain more and more value. Another thing Kerpa can do when you're getting slammed in like this is simply hard engage. But you can be caught. This is a caught between a rock and a hard play situation, though, when you don't feel like you can hard engage, right? Then it's like, well, the longer you wait, the more ahead the Fox player is going to get, right, from all these little pokes and prods. But Iris is being smart, moving his whole army around with his Fox to try to prevent that chameleon ambush. Alright, Kerpa moving in. Getting a lot of damage done, but is it going to be enough? The Fox still stands for Kerpa. A lot of tier 2 still here as well. Yeah, and Kerpa, Fox still stands for Iris, rather. And Kerpa has to go back. I think that's going to be game. Kerpa really needed to get his wolf out, or he needs to take turrets or balloon or something. I mean, I feel like Iris is one of those guys like me, where you can just kind of assume he's going to take the Fox, right? Like, he's a very big Fox player. I would assume he's going to have the Fox, so I think Kerpa needs a little more anti-Fox repellent spray in his composition here. And this would be a great time for Iris to swap it up and not take the Fox, right? But and we can see that out of Kerpa. It looks like he's adjusting. He's getting the lizards, he's getting the owl. He's kind of thinking about the turret. instead goes for the pigeon. And Iris is going to change it up a little bit as well, getting rid of his own turrets here. And yeah, I like this a lot. I think this is a good matchup. In the left, up a match, we've got Iris repping the new school. And in the bottom right, we've got Kerpa. Thanks for the host, Strawberry. Always a pleasure, man. We got to do something together again. Always really enjoyed casting with Strawberry. I've casted several events with him back in the day. Maybe I'll get him to just co-cast. Okay, he says he is back. Okay, bam. Strawberry, are you there?
What? Why, hello there, Delthius.
How's it going, buddy? Hey, I am live right now.
It is going.
I am in stream 5. If you want to hop in, yeah, and then make sure to fast forward a little bit. I'm at like 45 seconds right now.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. I forgot about that when I hopped into the match earlier. So we got Strawberry here. Fantastic.
The oldest of geezers. Maybe not the absolute oldest, but definitely.
Who's got
decrepit, elderly backache commentators we have?
Does anybody got more street cred on you for being an OG in this event? Xeno, maybe?
Master Stealth?
Yeah, well.
That's cheating.
That goes without saying, I guess.
Xeno is older than me. You know, he genuinely may be the only one. Yo, shout outs to Red Plug. Get your Red Plugs in chat. Get that FFZ.
Okay, so we saw Dizon knock out Mishi earlier. That was absolutely insane. A big upset. Meanwhile, in this game, Iris is up one match. He had some good Fox play last time around, but I think Kerpa adjusted for it. He's got the lizards here. He's going to try to go for the boar. The boar kind of rounds out a really strong like 1 to 2 base push in the current meta. You know, that's that just busts through. Like, I don't care if you're poking me with a fox. I'm just going to kill all your stuff kind of unit now.
All right, where are you at? Approximately 2 minutes?
I am at 2 minutes on the dot.
Okay, all right. I am caught up to you then, and I see some chameleons on the field. We saw on Stream 6 earlier, Kerpa and I forget who it was, going back and forth with some extreme chameleon play and some very cheeky shenanigans.
Yeah, Chameleon's got a lot of love last patch, so they've been pretty meta. However, we did just get that new patch a few days ago, and I think that's why we've seen the things like the pigeons, like the turrets, the fox coming back into it. Bora's just been dominating for a while now. So it's cool to see players utilizing some of these other tier 3 units. You know, of course they never fall out completely, but hold that thought. Chameleon's coming in for Kerpa. Yeah, the lower HP on the Warrens too. Like, you see how fast those Chameleons knocked out that Warren. It's insane.
Warrens get absolutely annihilated, but Joab is not playing around here. There's a large army coming in, but there are several Squizzards to defend against it.
Yeah, Squizzard Chameleon.
Cams or snakes?
Those new snakes with the slow.
Oh, that snake is so low. He's clinging on to life at 1 HP.
I actually don't hate that for Iris, because he kept both his snakes alive. Like, he got the Chameleons. I feel like maybe Kerpa got the better end of the tier 1 trade. I could be wrong, but you know, keeping that tier 2 alive is huge.
You know, shout outs to Scar Migley in the chat asking, people are playing this still. Last you checked, there's no server activity at all. I find with this game, it's easiest to find games if you are in the Pocketwatch Discord. If you boot up Tooth and Tail and click the Discord option, it will get you into that Discord. And that's where you'll find people to organize with. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find people just by trying to queue for ranked or unranked matches. You're better off looking specifically for people who want to play.
Yeah, it kind of depends. There are some like hot times still, a lot of like European times, so kind of midday here in America. But yeah, the Discord is absolutely huge, and the big thing that goes on with Tooth and Tail mainly is events like this. We do something like this like once a month, you know. It's really cool. We had 50 players in this thing, man.
Monday. Yeah, this thing's huge.
Yeah, 50 players, like 6 or 7 streamers. It was awesome.
Destroyed by Windows 10, actually. It was very unfortunate.
No.
I was getting pushed, and then the game like alt-tabbed itself because Windows 10 doesn't do a good job of holding your mouse in place during a full screen game. So
we got the fox
by the time
here.
I tabbed back in, all my dudes was dead. Oh,
Ooh,
we do have a fox.
That's always rough. So here's the thing. Last match, Kerpa kind of got schooled by this fox from Iris. And I think he's a little bit more prepared this time around. Now, there was, like, more of a choke on the last map.
It is very scouted.
Yeah, nice scout there. And he's got a lot of anti-fox units here. He's got the lizards, he's got the chameleons. And this map isn't as choky as the last one was. It was hard for Kerpa to ever set up a position for the chameleons that really ambush that fox. But Kerpa's not going to wait. I think he's just going to try to hit the timing before the fox is here. Maybe try to soak up the toad hits with the chameleons. Let's see how this goes down.
There's absolutely a lot of food that's tied up in that fox right now, and so he should have a distinct army advantage if they're neck and neck. However, pushing up a hill into skunk gas, not necessarily what you want. Oh my god, all those squirrels are just melting. This is bad news for Kerpa. This is extremely bad news for Kerpa, in fact.
Yeah.
The fox is out, and he's having to rebuild an army, so his food is kind of on the downtick, which is where a fox excels. It's in low economy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like that idea on paper for Kerpa, but a lot of times we see it end up like that. You know, Iris had some skunks out. He had great positioning. Those toads got really good connections with the squirrels. A lot of good things kind of culminated there for Iris. And now Kerpa's in a rough spot. He's really going to have to get a nice chameleon ambush, in my opinion, here on this fox. Or, you know, Iris has got the better army. He's got the better economy. Let's see if he can pull it out. It's going to be rough. He's trying to find a little spot with the lizards, but there's no ramp up there. So far, Iris hasn't used the fox yet, and I think he did a good job last game of not really going solo bolo with the fox, you know, to try to prevent the chameleon ambush. Look at this. I like the lizards set up here on the bottom. You can see that Kerpa's really trying to deal with this fox by setting up like multiple flanks here. This could go terribly wrong, though. Yeah.
He's just wiggling around. He knows something's up, and he's throwing down some more warrens, pushing out. He's found the lizards.
That's not good. Big yikes here for Kerpa.
They're just gonna die.
Oof.
They're gone.
Every little bit of food is so important here for Kerpa. Oh, but the chameleons. Oh, there's too many units there. He's gonna try it anyways. He can't quite.
They're smacking. He cannot get to that fox, and the fox is just offing as hard as he possibly can.
And that might be all she wrote. Kerpa's gonna have one last hurrah here with the rallying armies out of his rallying units out of his warrens. But like you were saying earlier, Strawberry, this is where the fox really shines. Low numbers and just getting so much value. And good run from Kerpa, but he's going to be eliminated here, and Iris is going to move on. Very nice. Let me report back to Mr. Blue Coon here.
Oh boy. I feel like once we got the situation rolling here after that first round, everything's kind of smoothed out. We do have a large number of streams up.
Yeah, the multi-stream is really cool. Let's see, we've still got Chip going. We've still got Zeno and Magnusio and Witty Pun. So let me see. Oh, 2-0. All right. I wonder if they were waiting on us. Let me see what we got coming up still. Check the old Discord.
Which stream are we? Are we stream 5?
We are stream 5. Oh, we got this guy and Dino coming up next, it looks like.
Oh boy. This guy has been showing out on the various streams he's been on earlier.
Yeah, this guy is one of the new like best players. Like he's kind of one of the guys that's the top of the game right now. This guy versus Dino. So Dino would be old here, I suppose. Let me double check.
Honestly, a lot of the new guys, or a lot of the old guys, have been getting eaten just because, you know, rusty and playing like it's 5 patches ago, or in my case, probably like 10 patches ago.
So Dino should be on the old team. I think at this point we're just doing old versus new. But I always do. Oh yeah, I think he's in as the conniver. Yep. Okay. Okay, so we've got Dino, and then this guy coming up. So the underdog here is definitely Dino. This guy is a phenomenal showing thus far. He won... What did he win? I think he won one of my tournaments. He might have won the 2v2 tournament. He won something recently. But he's always kind of a ladder hero. He's always on top of the game, always doing really well in events. So, looks like Xeno and Mumbledore are facing off right now still. Jacoby beat Onyx. Okay, I was right about that. So Jacoby's on fire, man. He beat me earlier with some strong play. Definitely one of the new guys to look out for. And the Gentleman versus Dizon, that would have been a sick game to watch because Dizon just beat Mishi. We saw Iris beat Kerpa here. Now we've got this guy versus Dino coming up next. And I think we're just waiting on this guy to get in here. And then finally, Haru versus the Child, which Haru versus the Child, very evenly matched in my opinion. Sweet, here we go.
Alright, Dino and this guy. This guy very quick with the selection, knows exactly what he wants and what he wants as moles. I'll be honest, I've not casted a lot of games since Mole Warrens became a thing. Like, back in my day, you could just spawn a single mole wherever you wanted. That's no longer the case, so I'm interested to see a lot of this newer style mole play. And they're becoming much more of a regular unit. What do you think of this map?
Well, in the bottom right we got Dino, and on the left we've got this guy. And yeah, the new moles, so the new moles are interesting because you can still proxy them, but they only take up one space rather than like 4 tiles like a regular Warren. So that's kind of neat. We did see that in the meta for a while, like people were still opening up with like mole rushes. But it's kind of like most of the other aggressive openings, like once good players kind of have it figured out, you know, it's one of those things that really works if you don't scout it. And that's what we see this guy trying for right here. He waited until Dino scouted, and then he sold off his farms, went for a 5-farm double. However, this guy I don't think was aware that Dino did see his little switcheroo. And Dino's already moving out. I'd love to tell you what I think about this map, Strawberry, but there's so much going on already. The one squirrel harassing the pig. Oh, is it going to make it out? It's very, very important.
That poor squirrel, super low.
Okay, gets out of there. All right, this is definitely a knife's edge kind of game so far, but no harm, no foul from either players. Identical openings so far, not a unit dropped. This map definitely looks better for Dino. I feel like it's going to be rough for this guy to expand, whereas Dino's kind of got, you know, every gristmill he can think of. But hold that thought, we might not even get the second base here. Nice targeting for both sides, but I think Dino is going to take that engagement.
He's got at least 2 pigs right here.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe just one.
Oh.
Maybe not even just the one.
He could have got that pig. I
Man,
think
he needs some health care, but good lord, that pig hung in there.
Finally gets that pig.
Dino, aggressive pushing, sacrifices several squirrels to get that pig down. May not even have been worth it.
Yeah, what sucks is I think when you were calling that he was going to get 2 pigs, like, he retreated with his last squirrel, and I think all he needed was one more hit. Like, that squirrel could have died and killed the pig. You know what I mean? But yeah, easy for us to say as casters. Those situations are hard. Definitely, as a player in an event like this. Nice mine placement there, rather. I think this guy did see it, though. Could be wrong. And Dino's still not up to that 8th farm yet. Needs to get that place down soon.
Or perhaps he's delayed it just because he expects that there's going to be one base aggression going on for so long that the later farm will be, you know, more food later.
Yeah.
Because once you get down to that 2-3 farm starvation gameplay, the single farm matters so much.
That's true.
It's immense in that type of game.
Like if he
wants to force that, he's got to push.
Yeah. Like if we don't see second bases after that 5-minute mark when the farms start going fallow. Yeah, being up like 3 to 4 or something can be huge.
Also, if this guy can somehow pull a rabbit out of his hat and a fox out of his tier 3 Warren, that's absolutely where you just, okay, whoops, I won.
So this guy coming back into his comfort zone. This guy's claim to fame is his skunk pushes. He is probably the best in the business at the the timing attacks with like skunk, pigeon, squirrel, mole, and just running over your opponent. So I'd be worried for Dino. Did Dino see the tier 2? He has seen it, and he can probably assume it is a skunk just knowing this guy's playstyle. But he's got his own snakes coming out, and the new snakes are strong. You've probably seen a couple matches with them where they're slowing their opponents when they hit them with the poison. That kind of thing can be really good for taking out expensive units of your opponent.
I like these sneaky mines from Dino, but they look so expensive.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, I love it, but it's also 60 food that might do nothing.
Yeah. Another thing I've noticed from Dino, which is really worrying me about him, we gotta push. I'll follow up on that later. Right now, yellow gas going up on the high ground. Shout outs to the pigeons, and oh my god, Dino is just melting. Those squirrels do not have on masks, my guy. You gotta get them out of there.
Yeah, so much damage here.
Tank a little bit. Oh my! Look at all that food just dying.
Yeah, that was insane. All those Warrens going down, and on top of that, this guy just wrecking so many of Dino's units with losing basically nothing of his own, and he's probably going to get a bit more bold, and eventually he's going to get such an advantage where he's going to be like, I don't care you've got a couple mines there. I'm still just going to walk right through there,
So one of the things that's been worrying me about Dino, like I was saying earlier, is he's playing super defensive, which is fine, but you can't not scout when you're playing defensive, and he has not seen this guy's base in several minutes at this point, which he has no idea how many tier 2 Warrens he's dealing with. The only thing it tells him is when he gets in a massive engage like this that he is not ready, and look at that yellow gas. He is in a world of hurt, and that's game.
Yeah, that's such a narrow spot to fight. That's very, very nice there for the skunk player. And this guy's going to take the match. I think this guy did a phenomenal job of kind of abusing the terrain as best as he can, which is a huge... I don't mean abuse in a bad way. Like, that's a really big part of Tooth and Tail with the random maps is you got to think on your feet and be like, all right, what's the best angle for me? Where can I find a cliff that I can... harass my opponent with, and all those kinds of things. So this guy did very well there. Hopping into match number 2, guys. Up in the top left, needing to win a game here to keep his tournament hopes alive. It's the red Dino in the top, and over to the right, for the new players, one of the best in the business, we've got this guy.
So, yo dog, I heard you like double high ground bases with pocket expands and pocket campfires.
It's pretty nice here for Dino. And he's even got the ferret fox thing going on, which is kind of cool.
The classic get off me.
Yeah.
However, he does have a nice little secret spooky route into his base.
Do you see what I see, Strawberry? Do you see it?
Yeah. That's
Don't tell. Shh. You guys be quiet. Don't tell this guy. He can't find out.
Does this guy speak Spanish?
I don't know. He's European, I think, so he might. Oh, don't give it away. Don't give it away, Dino.
Or,
okay.
in Russian, это sur.
This guy knows something's up. He knows something's up.
It's right there, too. He's just chilling.
Like, really good game sense. Oh, no, you know what he did? He was counting the money. Yeah. And he also sees a Warren there. But here come the moles. I think they got the one farm.
Or two successful?
I'm watching the instant replay here on my stream, just to confirm. He sold one and he lost one. So he sold one at 60 food, and I think he lost the other one 60 food as well. Did any of the moles die? Were you watching closely enough?
Don't think any of them died. I think he got the sell-off. One of them was about half health.
Yeah, they were injured for sure, so he didn't get the full refund. But nice.
Well, let's check the money graph. But the thing is, with all these shenanigans, this guy still has the money. And
yeah.
With the army values roughly neck and neck, slight advantage for Dino.
Yeah, this guy, keep in mind, he did get his farms out a little bit faster. Again, he did the same thing last game. There he goes. Got to get that 8th farm up. It's very, very critical to get all that moving and grooving ASAP. So we're going to enter this mid-game with Dino perhaps with a slight lead. But he definitely kept his opponent on his toes. I don't think the lead either way would be incredibly significant, But that was a fun little early game shenanigans there. Ferret coming up here against the skunk.
Right, this guy getting some scouting done, not dying, catching a glimpse of that T2 Warren. No idea what's in it. It is Fritz.
Yeah, like you were pointing out last game, man, Dino's got to keep on his scouting game. You can see this guy is just constantly coming in, like, every 45 seconds and scouting the opponent's base completely.
If you want to equate this to StarCraft, your big difference here is StarCraft, you can just, fling a probe or a drone or a CV at the enemy whenever you want. Go have a nice little look at what he's doing. You have to move your mouse. You got to move your commander to go see what's going on in this game, which is what makes scouting so interesting and so difficult.
Yeah.
Because if you're scouting, you literally can't be moving your units simultaneously unless you're moving to where you're scouting.
Like, scouting here is quote-unquote free, but it kind of isn't. It doesn't cost you resources to scout, but it costs you time, and sometimes that can equate to tempo if you're, like, out scouting and you're missing, hitting that tier 2 roaring timing, you float some money, that kind of thing. So, there is a price. It's just not food.
Once again, we got these backline moles, or these mole warrens going down in front, so the moles can, basically be meat and tanky in the army. I don't know how I feel about that, because despite the squirrel nerfs, I would just about rather have a busket.
This guy's Dino losing his commander. Oh, Dino's commander goes down at the wrong time and loses 2 ferrets for free. I think the ferrets did kill a couple units, but that is huge, man. This guy's got his composition together. This is what he's kind of known for, is this squirrel, mole, pigeon, skunk kind of composition. So he's right where he wants to be. And Dino losing those ferrets, man, really, I feel like this guy's one of those players you can't give any kind of a lead to, So let's see if Dino can make something happen here.
I do like the ferrets versus this kind of lineup that this guy runs. However, I feel like you need 4, and you can't lose them like that.
Yeah, and you need to get some damage done between the direct fights, too. Like, you need to be harassing with them a little.
You gotta have chip tier micro to make that work.
Yeah. Ooh, I love this from Dino, taking his 6 lizards and going to try to run around. This guy did not see it in time, and he's also not home, but he will be home very soon. However, his army's not in position.
He should still be losing like 2 farms, maybe 3.
I think he's going to lose all these farms, but he's actually going to take this as an opportunity to move out.
He's going to try and base trade. Yeah. He's got the moles out in front so they can tank mines, and they really do not care about these mines.
Good decision-making from Dino to let those lizards kind of do their own thing and come back, but is Dino going to have enough to defend here? So much skunk gas going down.
In the end, I'm not... Actually, I don't hate what Dino just did. Like, there's a lot of skunk gas, and he's having to fall back, but he's still able to replenish to an extent. He needs to sell a couple warrens. But he did a ton of economic damage to this guy, which has kept him in this game. If he hadn't have done that, this guy would have won on this push.
Yeah, but if this guy can continue forward, really the ferrets are what's keeping Dino alive. They're starting to go down. Keep in mind, too, this guy's got a second base up and running. That damage was huge, and Dino does eventually hold off, but he took so much in the process. I think that was smart decision-making by this guy to say, whatever, 6 lizards will hit my base a little bit, but I'm going to hit your main army while you're not home to micro it.
Yeah, and that's the other difficulty with micro in this game is in StarCraft, oh no, I've got to come back because there's no cost for him to, keep attacking my farms. In Tooth and Tail, well, okay, he can either micro them over there or he can defend his base. He cannot do both. Yeah, and that's the weakness of this guy exploited.
I think Dino had a really cool strategy there with the flank attack on the lizards, but this guy is just going to push through to the victory.
I legitimately think he should have kept with it and just kind of went all in on that. He could have gotten more farms out of it. His army would have maybe held off long enough by themselves. Hard to say. It's very hard to say.
It's one of those plays where it's like, I either love it or hate it based on the outcome. Like if Dino held off right there, then you're like, that was amazing. So it's rough. Cool game though. I don't hate that Dino tried that. I think it was a smart thing to try.
I mean, if he hadn't tried that, what was he gonna do? Just stuck in his base at that point.
Yeah.
That's the play right there. That's what you do.
Okay, so let's see where we're at. Dizon and the Gentleman are in stream 1. This guy and Dino just finished here. Haru's in stream 7. So I kind of want to hop over to Dizon versus the Gentleman. Let's hop over to stream 1.
All right, let's do it. I see nothing.
Yeah, me either.
Just finished.
Oh, just finished?
2-1 the Gentleman.
Oh, okay. 2-1 the Gentleman. Oh, man. I gotta check those out later.
Hey. Yeah, Dizon took a round. So
Dude, Dizon.
I'm sure this was nice and close. Where's Haru and the Child at? Stream 7?
Okay, yeah, we got a stream 7 coming up here.
Stream
Yeah,
7.
Dizon was on fire today, man. I don't see a stream 7 either, do you? What if they just finished?
I'm stuck in joining match. Let's check general.
Yeah, no matches.
Well, I loaded into it. I'm getting some weird windowsing.
I cannot find stream 7. Let me make sure I'm not a dingus here. No, I spelled it right. All right.
I was in it for just a second, but it was acting very strange.
Oh, now I see it. What the hell?
Now I can't find it. Hey, maybe it's capping out on spectators because there are other spectators.
Oh,
Did they
that could be it.
spectator
I am in now.
Well, you're the stream guy, so you should be the one that's in.
Okay, let's see. Alright, let me do a little bit here. Let me get rid of my scoreboard, because I'm not sure where these guys are in their match. I'm on ×2, ×5? No, okay, so I think I'm basically caught up. I think this match just started. We've got Haru versus the Child. The Child representing the old school, and Haru versus the new. Or Haru as the new, rather. Haru is damn good. We had these, like, players come up. We had, like, Haru, Kalaru, and I think there's one or two other. Aralu. A lot of newer players that are just phenomenal. Okay, well, I guess the game's over. I don't know. Watching spectator replay sometimes is weird. Like, I thought I caught up on time.
Yeah, if you're not in the game when it starts, good luck.
Yeah, but, like, I did the fast forward where it seemed like I was caught up, but I guess not. No worries. It looks like I caught them right at the end of a match, so somebody won there. It looks like they're going to hop into another game.
Hello, I'm back.
Who's that?
Welcome back, Nook and Cranny.
Ooh.
Thank you.
How's it going?
I was casting with Strawberry a little bit earlier. Delthius,
Now
is that how I pronounce your name?
Delthius, yes.
Yes, okay.
Alright. We are in stream 7. I think it might be a full lobby at the moment.
I believe I am as well.
Alright, so on the bottom left, we've got Haru representing the new school players, and on the right, his opponent, the Child. I'm not sure what the score is in the best of 3 here.
I don't know what happened last round. What happened there with the surrender?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. It might have been I started watching the replay too late or something.
Yeah, I swear, yeah, same.
But who knows?
Yeah, I've had some significant replay glitches lately. But yeah. I'm just spectating via the stream just to, alleviate difficulty on the server.
Yeah, I think it's like capped out on spectators too.
Yeah, I think a game can support approximately like 6 or 7 people before it starts getting funky. Because like if you got a 2v2 or like a 4-for-all type game, you can have about 3 casters before everything just stops working.
So 5-farm Warren here from Haru is kind of interesting because this map is so big. Then again, I guess there's this little attack path, but the Child did scout it and has responded appropriately.
I wonder what Green's thinking here. is trying to do here, going with that far forward Warren, because yes, he is capturing midfield, but at the same time, he has a smaller army size than Bluestone.
Ooh, he's gonna get it. Very nice.
Taking a farm.
Yeah, so the idea with that is he wanted to just try exactly that, like hit a timing with the 5-farm opening. But that was so clutch. He didn't even lose a squirrel. That puts Haru.
Well played, Green. Well played from Green.
Yeah. Haru's in a fantastic spot now. You know, granted, the child did take a good hit there. He's absolutely still in this match. But nice little early game advantage here for Haru.
That was a very good play, but I agree with you there. It's definitely not a round-ending play.
Yeah, and the other thing, when you do something like that, you absolutely cannot afford to lose a single squirrel, because at that point the farm's no longer worth it. So
yeah, exactly.
He did manage to pull that off immaculately, but from there, okay, you've got this minor advantage, this like 60 food advantage. How do you push this?
Yeah, and I wouldn't.
He's gonna buy grist.
Not a bad idea,
That's
but
the way.
I think what's really risky about that play is if you do lose squirrels, you can open yourself up to a counterattack. Like if you try to do something like that on the ladder, like a 5-farm single or double, you deal some damage. Your kind of knee-jerk reaction is like go home and farm up. But if the opponent like open up like Nook and Cranny was talking about earlier with more units, then they had this opportunity where they could come in and do like a counter strike. But we didn't see that. We were going to see basically a macro game from here. Haru just trying to get into that tier 2.
I believe that Blue did not have enough time to have that army advantage that he did have. But again, we're seeing that here another time. One Warren ahead with Blue, but I don't know if that's going to make the difference in this match.
We got skunks coming out for Haru, as well as moles for either player, but the child much faster on those moles. I really don't know how I feel about these, but I see a lot of people doing it.
What's that? You broke out for a minute.
Yeah, you broke out.
Oh, sorry. What I was saying is I really don't know how I feel about these moles being used as army meat rather than flankers.
Oh yeah, well that's because you're such an old school player, man. Yeah, the modern moles are like really core. They're almost like another core tier 1. They're kind of meant to be used, kind of like just how this child's using them now, like as like a meat shield, like tanky kind of front liner, if you will. But I like Haru's
using the skunks fantastically there.
Yeah, Haru's composition's much better here, especially with all these chokes for this skunk gas. I mean, this is going to be huge engagement coming in. Lots of toad connections, but...
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I was doubting Haru going for no tier 3, but doing a really good job here. Checking the graphs, he's definitely ahead of Blue. I'll tell you that.
Haru pressing in, and so much skunk gas. Like, really, the way you can deal with this with only tier 1 is you've just got to get rid of the skunks.
Completely gone. Green, absolutely holding field here.
I'm going to be honest. I've seen several people draft wolves in this tournament. I have not seen a single one spawn.
Dude,
I know.
Dizon used the wolf to beat Mishi, man. I've seen a couple of them.
Unfortunately, I was not there. I was asking something
yeah.
Or I was on the phone.
Right. But no, I agree, and that's the thing with a lot of tier 3 units. When you have big, scrappy 1-2 base games like this, like you don't typically see them come out. But you're right. Like we have seen more wolf than normal this tournament.
Yeah, there's been a lot of tournaments in the past where like, do you even go tier 3? Because everyone was just taking multiple tier 2s and tier 1s.
Everyone, yeah, I feel like this tournament, and most tournaments, people tend to be a lot more aggressive. They really want that win. And as much as I like to see tier 3s used, I don't think Wolf can work in a tournament anymore.
So it looks like that match is over, I think.
Yeah. So let's return to the Discord and understand with ourselves. Yep, Haru 2-0, so now we've got to be fed the next round.
Yeah, I think...
What stream number are we heading to, boys?
We're just going to wait until Mr. Coon Man tells us.
Oh my.
Shout out to Blue Coon. Every time we get a new... it makes me happy. Fills my soul with joy.
Same here.
Yeah, Blue Coon's been doing a great job organizing the event, for sure.
I'm gonna probably be spectating the gentleman. I've seen him play before. He's a brilliant player. I want to see him playing.
Oh, do it.
So I'm going to stream one. Let's go, boys.
All right,
Do
man.
it.
Let me see.
Follow me if you so please.
I've got to stream what Blue Coon tells me to.
Stream 7.
I guess I'll
is-
create it.
Well, that match is, I think that's Big Pimpintosh and Chip casting that.
Yeah, so what are we? Are we stream 5 here?
Yes, we're stream 5, which will be
And we
this
get
guy,
this guy
and
and
Jacoby. Yeah. Yeah,
Alright,
I don't know
yeah.
how people's names get said these days. I'm too elderly.
Stream 5 going in.
All right, we got this guy here.
This guy, I've seen him play before this tournament. He's really good with that micromanagement.
Magnusio hanging out. So this guy versus Jacoby, both of these new players here. I'm gonna say this guy should win, but Jacoby's on fire. I would not be surprised to see him beat me and beat this guy. And I'm not just saying that because he beat me earlier.
Still joining the match, and it is not joining me. I'm gonna have to restart client. So let's get some small talk. Delthius, where you from?
I am from Florida.
Oh my goodness! I didn't realize you were Florida, man.
Oh, of course I'm Florida.
Florida.
Man.
That was the
Florida, man.
hurricane, man. Everything cool? You all right?
Oh yeah, that was nothing. That was nothing.
It took out some Carolina beachfront, but I mean, Carolina beachfront blows over super easy.
So we're getting to almost the end of this event, and we're kind of in a weird spot because we've got 6 players left. I'm curious how Blue Coon is going to handle this. We've only got Zeno and the Gentleman repping the old school left, which are 2 very powerful players to be repping the old school. So I'm not upset or scared. I think the old school
I've
can
had
still
some
win.
tournaments way back in the oldie days that Zeno won. You know what? I'm gonna check on challenge just because I have the ability to do that.
Do it.
Oh my god, you've got the ability to check on challenge.
Yes, I do, because I like looking back at my extremely old tournaments.
How many
Well,
streams are actually?
Oh,
still
we're going in. Okay. Red immediately choosing no defense, going for Badger. This guy.
All right, guys, we are hopping into it. We've got
That was a quick selection. Okay.
We've got a match between 2 of the new players
Immediately.
here. In the bottom, we've got this guy and his opponent up top, Jacoby. Both very strong players. And this guy changing up with a Fox this round. Really cool.
I'm interested to see what happens this match because I feel like Yellow's got the map advantage, but they neither of them have a close expansion gristmill that they can go for easily.
Yeah, the one outside of this guy's base is a little bit awkward with the ramp there. But this is kind of cool from this guy because he's running his core, like the squirrel, pigeon, mole, skunk is just totally his playstyle. And he's got the Falcon Fox to round out the late game. Like the Fox is a cool early to mid tier 3 kind of a sniping, poke and prod kind of unit, but doesn't really scale into the late game. And that's where the Falcons come in is to get that late game scale.
If you're playing Fox, you need to take the mid game, and you have to be really good with micromanagement. I
Yeah,
remember back
absolutely.
when I played way back in 2017. Fox was the meta, and unfortunately, it was just you had to be good at micromanagement, otherwise you weren't winning anything.
Oh yeah, for sure. You got to be able to control. I was kind of touching on it earlier, but when you get to like this level of play, the micro, the Fox, like we kind of expect these players to do some good Fox micro. What really impresses me is the timing of the Foxes, right? Like when do you actually get out of Fox? When is it relevant? When is it not relevant?
Oh, Red going for a really early gristmill. Never mind.
Just to fake out his opponent here.
Fake it out.
And Jacoby is really good with his
He's
Badger
60
too. That's a thing. Okay, this guy trying to
This
get.
guy going through a T2.
So he's doing his classic build. I feel like this guy is gonna push in with a very, very strong skunk.
They're both going for the exact same composition.
Yeah, actually.
Jacoby floated a lot of farm right there.
Yeah, maybe he was thinking about throwing down that Badger or something, but that would be super risky. against this guy. You almost expect this guy to do this skunk all in.
Okay, Jacoby going for the early Falcons. This guy putting out some pigeons.
I've gone through that challenge, and just to kind of show my age here, Arba's has won approximately 70% of the tournaments I've hosted.
That doesn't surprise me. Arbuz wins most tournaments that I host that he participates in. He's insane. I think he
until Strawberry Series. Do you remember Strawberry Series 2, Delthius, when we tried to use Smash.gg?
Yes.
And it just like didn't work.
Yes, I remember that. The Strawberry Series were some fun times. That's old school, man.
I made myself really sad looking at that, by the way, because all of my 2016 tournaments were won by one dude.
Well, maybe
Good
you
old
need
Dead
a.
Bones. I miss that man
Oh,
so
Dead
fucking much.
Bones. He was too good for this world, man.
Yeah, I miss that fucking man. He grinded this game harder than anybody ever did. This dude, pre-release had like 1,000 hours.
He tore through anyone. Like,
And look at what the game has become now. We got just, even though, you know, after release, you know, it got popular and then it kind of settled. We've got events going on every month. We got tournaments going on the weekly, sometimes on like the daily.
Oh yeah.
And now we got this amazing showdown. Look at all these units for Jacoby, and he's got his one in front. He's just ready for this push. But this guy, it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. He can just retreat. So many flying units up there from Jacoby, but they're just kind of getting busted.
checking the graphs.
All right, this guy comes in with a really strong push, but the problem I think was that he didn't have the moles, and Jacoby handled that very nicely with the Falcons here. I'm curious why this guy went so high up on squirrels. Like, I think he would have been better off with a couple moles in that composition, but Jacoby definitely takes the better end of that engagement and puts himself in a nice spot going into this mid-game.
Definitely agree with you there. Red holding the advantage with army value now.
Do you think the squirrel nerfs were truly, like, how strong do you think those squirrel nerfs were?
It
I don't
wasn't.
think they were strong enough.
It was.
If the idea was to make squirrels less of a meta play, then it didn't work because squirrels are still just so easy to just bang out and use.
So that I don't think that was the intent with it. The intent was the issue with retreating. I mean, squirrels are supposed to be like the core unit of Tooth and Tail. You're supposed to build a lot of them, but the issue was with the casting time the way it was in the route. We'll hold that thought as we have another big engagement coming in. This guy lost his skunk like immediately there, and Jacoby again. I feel like it was the same advantage he got last time, which is that he kept his tier 2 alive and just slams through this guy. I mean, Jacoby is absolutely on fire. But like the thing with the
Jacoby not pushing that advantage though. Well,
No.
he's not pushing it physically. However, he is pushing it financially.
Yes.
Or in this case, culinarily, as he is making a lot more food.
The problem is Red doesn't have the gristmill advantage, so pushing it financially really isn't doing much for him.
yeah, he's gonna have to push out
there a-
eventually. Because it's going to be hard. I mean, he can take like that 3rd and the 8 o'clock, I guess, but it looks like Jacoby is going to try to move out here. But yeah, the change with the squirrels, the intention with that is to make it a little bit easier to disengage, because the way that it was with the instant cast, like right when you try to turn around, I mean, basically in modern high level, like you just wouldn't disengage, you know, like it's better to trade off.
Tier 3 Warren down, scouted by this guy.
Double tier 3.
Red,
Jacoby's a
Red.
madman.
Hey, I see 0 of 2. We got 2 of them going down.
Red really taking the hold here. So
Wow.
much more army.
What do you think of it? What do you make of this, Delthius? Is 2 Badgers simultaneously? Yellow has seen both.
I think this is smart. I think Jacoby's trying to avoid a pretty common blunder, which is kind of you start feeling like you're ahead and then you attack into your opponent's defender's advantage and swipe out. And granted, I think he would win a fight at this point anyways. He's doing the old school Artosis, win ahead, get more ahead kind of thing. He's just going to wait for some big finisher units to come out. And he knows that this guy can't come in and attack him. You know, he's going to try, but it's not going to work.
Yellow knows that he can't push. He's going to try, but I don't think Yellow has the potential to beat this. So going for Badgers is an alright play. Though he is stalling.
Well, to be fair, this guy does have a better army right here, right now. But it's going to come down to this engagement.
It's all about the micro.
Going down evenly.
Those skunks are dying fast.
Red holding. Stronghold for red.
Yeah, those
So many pigeons.
One of the badgers is supply blocked, the other is on the way,
Yeah, but
and he's selling off to get the other one rolling.
dude, I think Jacoby's trying to
Red,
style here.
I'm gonna be honest. Red has this. Unless red starves, red has this. Yellow has such a disadvantage on the army value right now. Yellow. Oh, big spike there. I don't know what yellow just made, but yeah.
We
red,
make expand, we defense it.
Red coming in right into yellow's territory. Red knows his position here.
All right, the Badger is here, trying to get that wind up, and it looks like he's gonna get it, but this guy just doesn't have anything left. He's gonna tap
Yellow
out,
has
but
nothing.
he just wants to see
Yellow
what
has
Jacoby
nothing.
has, and then he's gonna GG.
Red.
There it is.
Yellow has nothing. Yeah. Red has that game.
All right, Jacoby.
That was, yeah, taking down this guy who seemed to be invincible up until this point.
Yeah, I'm real hyped for him. I wonder if he's been practicing a lot. I mean, he's been playing phenomenally. He's keeping that old school. No, I'm sorry. These are both considered new players. So darn it, I got hyped for a minute. It's weird because like the cutoff is now. I think they ultimately decided on the cutoff being like 2018. But hold that thought. We got another match here in the bottom left, up one game. We've got Jacoby and his opponent to the top right. Also on the new players team, we've got this guy. And yeah, keep in mind, I think the cutoff was if you started 2018 plus, you're considered new. And then if you're one of the older guys like Strawberry, myself, and Nook and Creddy, when did you start playing? Were you back in the alpha
I was
days?
September 2017.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, I'm the
I was
same
release. So, yeah.
same boat here.
Yeah, they changed it towards the end because there were just so many old men.
Yeah.
They changed. I think they changed the definition to if you were post-release or like release day.
Yeah, I think
you're
the
new, and if you're pre-release,
And then a bunch
you're
of
old.
new guys came in and they had to throw new further up the chain.
but still, I mean, we had like
Well, I
50
think-
players, which was pretty awesome
Yeah, I
turnout.
think the problem is just the new guys are stomping us old men.
Well, the problem is a lot of the old men are just coming back now. Like,
Yeah,
a lot of us have just walked back in and gone, oh yeah, I remember this game. How's
Yeah.
it?
But we
Oh my
don't.
god.
So you've got a mix. Like you've got some of the old guys who just came back for the event, which is a lot of them. But then you had like the gentlemen. You know, you've had who else here from the old school team? Like Mishi, for example, also still active. Kerpa, Dino. You know, so a lot of these guys, you got a mixed bag. But that is true. There's a lot of faces, and that's one of my favorite things about Tooth and Tail events like this is, you know, kind of getting the squad back together, you know, and saying hi to everybody and seeing people in chat you remember from like 2017 or something. It's really cool.
I'm gonna be honest. It's what? It's 5 in the morning right now. I planned to go to sleep. I planned to go to sleep after I died, and I ended up sitting. As a joke, I sent Strawberry a DM like, "I want to cast, please," and he just said yes. And now I've been casting for the rest of the tournament.
Are you in Australia or something?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Yes.
Tasmania, to be specific.
Okay. Yeah, that is awesome. 5 in the morning, huh?
5
Well, hey,
That's
we've almost made
dedication to the
it.
game.
You can't stop now. Like there's only a couple matches
Monday
left.
morning. Like,
It's Monday,
I-
dude. This
Oh,
man
no.
has school.
Oh, I was gonna say you're
I
about to
got
have to go to
school.
work or something.
School.
That's some
I
dedication.
go to school. I got Tooth and Tail gameplay, boys.
Dude, school is so much worse than work. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like,
Really?
yeah, dude, I hated like school so much. Work is so much better.
We've got
Okay, we got an engage coming.
We got
a
pretty
defense from
mirror
Jacoby
beer,
because, this guy skunk pushed.
yeah, pretty mirror openings until that expansion went down for Jacoby.
Jacoby does have
Yes.
the skunk counter.
This is how you use moles, he says, as the moles are probably gonna die.
Yeah.
This is that classic this guy push I was kind of bragging on earlier.
Red has taken the L here. Red
Timing push.
extremely behind.
You always got to be aware of these timing pushes.
Yeah.
Especially when you know this guy is good at that.
Yeah, this is like
You got-
this is his signature move here, essentially. The one base skunk timing, and Jacoby taking that extra base. You know,
if I were Red, I would have surrendered by now. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Yeah, he's just kind of.
Always hang on. It's not over till it's over. There's always room for mistakes.
It's
micro.
God, look at that micro on the skunks, man. Keeping them alive
I have
constantly.
seen games thrown past this. You never know. Maybe this guy's on Windows 10. He could always get the self-KO by that. I'm still mad. I am still fuming over the fact.
Ooh, one skunk drops, but the other one still remains. And Jacoby's just taking too much damage.
Ends up being GG.
Yeah, this guy showing us
good
his.
I
Looking at
appreciate the
arm
attempt to
value.
hang on. The graph really tells the story.
The graph, just looking at the income graph too, you can see the point where yellow really just took it.
Oh yeah, there's always that like tipping point moment for sure. But guys, we're tied up here in the bottom. We've got this guy and his opponent up top, Jacoby. Now this is a new school versus new school match, so this isn't. Well, it is actually going to affect. I mean, these two are two of the best players on the new team, and one of them is going to knock the other one out. But this match doesn't really hold the bearing on like who's going to win, the old team or the new team, you know.
So
it's only fair because there's been a lot of fratricide on the old team. The gentleman had to take out Chip, and had both of those guys still been in.
Oh man, the gentleman fought Chip? I didn't see that. Oh, he did.
Man,
Oh, I bet that game was dope.
Okay, immediately
that's
coming
a
in,
classic matchup.
Red has a much better expansion than yellow here.
Dude, yellow's map. This poor dude. Like, look at this.
Yellow
Look
got
at all this
fucked
water
by the
and
map
stuff you
chain.
can't build on.
So
This is not
yellow
okay.
got fucked by the map chain.
Yeah, I don't like it. Make it stop.
this isn't the worst thing in the world for this guy. He is a little bit spread out on his grist mills, but if he can come into this like 9 o'clock position almost and kind of set up shop there, he can split this map where he has more grist mills.
Base anymore. I'm spectating Red now. Do not want to see that base. That hurts me.
Hey, this is much better than it used to be. I remember games where you would spawn like your territory already touching. It was just whoever put up a machine gun turret first wins the game.
I remember when it was literally like you spawn in and they just had every grist, every single one, and you were just nothing, and it was just you had to push really hard, otherwise you were
So this guy is gearing up. It looks like for the similar build that he did last time. His kind of
going for a quick grist mill instead. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm worried for Jacoby, man. He needs to scout. He needs to see what this guy's doing because to me, this guy is putting together his classic big skunk one base push, and if that's the case, Jacoby cannot be affording to do things like invest in a second base, invest in any additional farms or anything like that at the moment.
So how do you defend this timing push? Like, what do you do if you're Jacoby?
You have to have the right army composition. You have to know it's coming. You have to micro your skunks really well. What ends up happening here is you're going to be in a position where he's got his skunks and a lot of support, and you've either got a ton of tier 1 or some kind of tier 2 of your own, and it becomes trying to eliminate. It's like who gets the other person's tier 2 down first. Like chameleons have been really good lately, so you don't have to do this with skunks per se on the defense. Like imagine if Jacoby had some chameleons here, it'd be perfectly fine. But the problem is that this guy has this rehearsed so well, and you can see these proxy moles. Like that's just a way to spend money as he's out in the bout. He's probably going to throw down another mole warden. Yep. So this is the big push.
My
and
problem with Jacoby right now is he was not scouting. It's too late. He's got 5 seconds to prepare.
And again, he bought that grist mill, and every food really matters. You know, Jacoby's coming into this 60 food down. And this guy's got some of the best skunk control in the business. So, let's see what happens here. Skunk's getting low. As I say that, this guy loses a skunk almost immediately. Jacoby pouncing on this engagement. If he could take out that other skunk, he would be in phenomenal shape, but it looks like he'd rather just try to eliminate all the tier 1 of his opponent. Jacoby holding this off with flying colors this time.
Thou shalt never underestimate the high ground.
But it was that, but it was also like this guy's skunks got split near that grist mill, and one of them just got dunked on so quickly.
Red definitely holding the advantage after that.
Yeah, having a look at the army value. Red's got it. Also, food-wise, some decent.
Oh yeah, phenomenal hold there from Jacoby for sure. A little bit of misplay in my opinion from this guy, letting his skunks kind of get divided there around that gristmill. But this guy's not done. He's gonna
I'm very
double
concerned
down.
with how many farms Jacoby just put down because that was not Warren's.
Right. Well, he probably hoped that this guy would go home with his tail between his legs, but instead this guy's doubling down and getting ready for round 2 here. Now, if Jacoby holds off the round 2 with all these farms, he's basically just won the game from there because he'll be so far ahead economically. But no, this guy is gonna chill out and just start macroing up his own second base. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So
deeper Jacoby, you don't know what's going on in that base.
red definitely. Well, I mean, granted, yellow has mid control, but red at the current moment, both army value and income is ahead.
Yeah, and I think what this guy wants to do here is like the separation in army value is going to get smaller and smaller over time as the players start farming more and more resources. So if I'm this guy, okay, I know I'm down by a little bit, not by enough to where Jacoby can just come kill me, but if I can drag this game out, if I can get up to 3 or 4 bases, that 200 food deficit's not going to matter as much.
Welcome to the chat, Pimptosh and Chip from Space.
Hi.
This has
Just trying to
become
catch
a
up.
very large cast.
We're gonna get
Yeah,
more
we
people
will.
on this couch.
Dude, we've got the panel, all right. 5-man panel.
There's the entire NFL staff in here.
Yeah.
So what do you guys
Getting
think
all the
about the
boys.
sports ball?
We're
I
gonna
just
get
wanna
Dino
go
here
and
too.
I
ask
think the team that
Magnus,
gets the most points
get
will
in.
win, and the team they've got to avoid losing points to lose.
Oh, did I hear
Nice.
Chip in here? Are we
Chip's
are we
in
just
here.
having a big pool party?
What's going on?
Is everybody getting in
Yeah,
the
it's a
jacuzzi?
big,
We are.
big pool party.
We've got the casting lounge, all right.
So
We
Badger
had 7
down here.
casters on the last game.
You had 7 casters?
No, we're gonna have 7 on
Oh,
the
we're
last
gonna
game.
have
In the
7.
Yeah, 'cause
finale.
it's only gonna be one.
You guys are
Badger,
are
all the
madmen.
way.
So what is the finale at the moment? Eris is through, Gentleman is through.
So we're on.
Well, that'd be
we're-
3.
I think this guy and Jacoby are just fighting it out for second place.
no, they're still on the new team. Just one of them's about to get eliminated here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh god damn it! Every time I try and fast forward, stream just fucking
Yeah.
disconnects.
We're at like
Games broke.
we're at like
keep red plugging on.
650. Badger just
Yeah,
got up here
fast
for
forwarding
Jacoby.
has been a stroke, especially the more people you have in one lobby, the less it wants to work. So it's this last game is
We've
gonna
got
be
everyone
challenge.
in the lobby, really.
Oh, is it
I'm just-
1-1?
Yeah, it's 1-1.
Oh, I'll just hop in for the next one then.
I'm just gonna cast from Delthius' stream, so I
We're
can see
gonna-
what's going on.
Right on. This is the last match we're waiting on, right?
Yeah.
It looks like it's about to
Right,
climax
got
though,
the
because
Badger
Jacoby's
halfway
about to get the
junction.
Badger. Yeah, as Nook and
Yeah.
Cranny was just saying. And
But it can't. I don't think that Badger can get through 8 Falcons. Maybe with his
Ooh.
own 8 Falcons.
yeah,
But
I
with
don't-
12
Not a lot of
pigeons.
Falcons.
But with 12
Like, they've both
pigeons.
got Falcons. They've both got Falcons. I think that tier 3 is really going to help the battle for Jacoby.
No matter what, after this next engage, the Popeye sandwich is back on the menu.
oh god.
Yeah, looking at the graph, sorry, not green. Yellow is ahead, but the Badger coming out immediately balancing it out. I
Let's-
feel like the Badger is definitely going to help this battle.
Yeah, I'm favoring this for Jacoby here, but let's see it. I mean, this guy maybe has a lot of good control. I think Tosh has been harking on lately in this situation. You want to eliminate all the other units, right? Like you don't want to necessarily get that Badger first and foremost. But let's see it. Big engagement coming down here. Jacoby just needs to keep the Badger alive.
Well, it's not.
Fight is
Wow.
on.
Stun gun's going down.
He's moving his entire army instead of just the Badger. Now a lot of things are firing back.
It's very orange.
That's a lot of gas.
Badger's
Oh,
still
10
dead.
HP?
Woo!
Yeah.
He's gonna win.
Oh my gosh.
Badger survived.
This
just
should be
well.
over. That Badger's
Oh
still
yeah,
getting alive.
that's game. I think that's game right there.
That Red has the lead. Red has a solid lead.
I don't think.
Dude, it
There's
got
nothing
close.
left.
It got down to
Wow.
8 HP.
Woo!
Well
Fucking kill him,
done.
dude.
Oh my god, this guy didn't
Look
make
at
it
that
to the
army
end.
value plummet.
That there was just that moment, that snap. I told you the Badger was gonna help. Type it.
I was thinking, this guy in Discord, I was thinking Badger was bad. Nope.
Yeah, no, I had a strong feeling that the Badger would really pull it in there.
Well, it was the main difference between their army, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, one of them had a T3 and the other didn't. And I think T3s, when played well, can hold this game.
That was
That
smart.
was a very T3 situation. Like, T3s
It
by
was,
themselves with a couple of T1s is very dangerous. Food
Indeed,
and not a lot of unit. But in a situation like that, that's when you want the T3s.
I think that was a masterful play from Red there.
yeah. So now we've got Gentleman, Eris, and Jacoby. We've got 2 news and 1 old. I think the way this works is Eris and Jacoby play each other to see who gets to go to the final with Gentleman.
And then Gentle, okay.
Okay.
We've got all the casters down, sitting in the
Let's
chat
go!
together.
We still need Zeno to get in here.
We need everyone.
Yep. As the gentleman posted in the general chat there, if there is 1 player on one team and 2 on the other, the 2 team members will battle at 3 to determine the grand final.
Okay, so we have 2 matches
I feel
left. We have
Yeah.
I feel like it should be a 2v1.
no. We should just free for all, man. 3-way free for
Yeah,
all.
free for all.
The free for all.
Just like the casting.
Pretty much.
I feel like if you did a free for all, the 2 new players might
Oh,
be
yeah.
a little bit sneaky.
Yeah. It's a team. Yeah, it's team versus team. So.
Nah, we're going with the. We spent a lot of time trying to work out all the different ways this game could go, so we could have a format that worked.
Yeah.
We're not throwing it out here. We were literally
Yeah.
updating it until this morning.
Hey Tosh,
Good work on the format,
let me
by the way.
let me
Pretty good.
close out my stream and throw you over the raid, and you can probably take it from here, right?
All right, you sure? Well,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
absolutely.
discuss it anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, we should probably try to consolidate the stream, right?
Consolidate
Unify.
stream.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm not going to turn it down.
Yeah. No. So I feel like we should go over to Witty Pun, in my opinion. So I'm gonna raid
Which
him.
stream?
I'm gonna raid him with my channel.
All right. I'll see
We
you
would
all
raid
there.
him. We would raid him.
All right, guys. Let's get everybody in one spot. Thanks again for everybody tuning in to Tooth and Tail TV. It was a lot of fun. We're gonna keep this going over on Pimp Tosh's channel, aka Witty Pun 7. So let's try to get everybody over
Oh yeah, okay.
Chip rated us, and now we're.
there. Well, Chip, your raid's just gonna
Get in there,
piggyback
get in
onto
there.
mine. All right.
Alright,
All right.
boys.
Thanks, guys.
Attack.
We'll see y'all later. Rate it up.
I think because I've got all your streams open, I'm actually part of all of these raids on myself.